What is
Why you gotta play that? That's the Winter Soldier soundtrack.
it? Is.
Oh shit!
Oh
Shit! It's about to go down!
Oh no!
It's about to go down!
He's up top, right here, on me.
Got him!
Okay, my shots were not hitting those.
Woo, baby! That's 2 bayonet kills that fight. You're back now. Get back here. Yep, see him. Dead. Good shot.
Good.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Hello, guys. Hello, hello! Brendan, I just got raided. I have 1,000 people watching me right now.
1,000?
Yeah, 1,200 viewers.
Oh my god.
Okay, just these 2 people inside.
That is quite significant.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Oh,
out
there
there.
he is.
Front door.
Where the... Oh no.
Oh, front door.
Oh, better!
Oh, there's one more.
Oh, there's another one! No, I'm worse. There goes. Cool 6k damage there.
Oh,
There we
it
go.
is.
Fall down, you dumb bitch. Eat, dragons, eat!
Eat.
Woo! Let's go!
Come here, motherfucker. Boom!
Dropped him!
Holy shit!
Someone want to come finish this?
Oh shit!
One more
Veronica
trip?
coming in!
What? What?
What? What?
No, nuh-uh.
Yes,
Nuh-uh.
dead ass, dead ass, dead ass!
Nuh-uh.
16 total, so yeah, times 3.
I mean, describe your kill. Like, you literally one-hit him.
I just straight up fucking chop his head off.
That's insane. Twitch.tv/Austinor, 24 hours, bro! I'm so fucking tired, will you just kill me? Here. Alright, Brendan, while you try to continue to get logged in, and if you can't...
I am.
Okay, cool. I was able, I don't know if you guys got a message when you logged into your account, but I was able to search all of your guys' names. Like when you create a character, just like adds it to the online database. And so I was able to add all of you to a quote unquote campaign inside Beyond Legend. Now I have all of your character sheets, which is pretty cool.
Why is it a quote unquote campaign?
What'd you say?
Quote campaign. Why is it a quote unquote campaign, and why isn't it just a campaign?
That's a good question. I don't know. I should just wait. Did I say quote campaign?
You did.
You did. You said quote unquote campaign, and I was very confused.
Oh.
It's like a
Well,
pseudo
okay.
campaign
I think
in
maybe
your eye.
now the reason I said it is because I didn't actually add anything to the campaign in here, so it's like it's not the campaign. It's just like a placeholder thing. Like I don't have anything actually written in it that's going to be helpful because I'm not using that site to run the campaign. Probably wasn't the right way to do it, but that's what I said. So
Lazy. That's what you're saying.
well, no, I just didn't think it was as useful. I already had everything written down in OneNote. So.
Yeah. So you've been lazy. Is what you're saying.
Oh, okay. He might be onto something. All right, okay, hold on. We have Nicholas
I think you're
commenting.
doing great.
You
You
ever
should
run
probably
your
be
dishwasher for too
GM all
long
the
and
time.
think to yourself, man, I ran my dishwasher too long? Or you said dishwater. I don't know if you meant to say that. You ever run your dishwater for too long and think to yourself, man, I ran my dishwater too long? No.
It means you fill up the sink too full.
Yeah,
Oh.
like he has the drying and like the other like
Oh.
cycles.
I
of
never
the
fill up
washing,
my
but
sink.
The water part, yeah, he just overdoes it.
Nothing gets washed in my
rough.
sink. I mean, it gets rinsed off, but never washed. That's what I have a dishwasher.
Austin
for.
just uses dirty dishes.
I just use my dishwasher. More water efficient.
I
Anywho,
would love it if dishwashers could clean everything. very
what do
cool.
you not use your dishwasher to clean? Out of curiosity.
I mean, anything that has stuck on food.
Oh, sounds like you have a bad dishwasher. My stuck on
Maybe.
food gets off.
Sounds
It's
like
not
you still
super
have
stuck.
it.
Like I soak it in the sink like a day, like let it sit in the water for a day, and then put it in the dishwasher. But
You
But
just
my
said you didn't put
Band-Aids
water in your sink.
on me.
Well, like I put water on it. I don't like plug it up and let it completely submerge.
He
But there's
just
like water
tosses
sitting
the
on it.
water at the super.
Yeah, it's not like it dries that
He
fast.
captures it in his hands and just
Yeah,
throws it.
Maybe he's a waterbender. I won't out you here,
That's
Austin. Please continue.
all right. I should have come up with some sort of a starting question because
That's okay. We'll wait.
I like to do that because Troy LaValle does it, and I aspire to be better than him. Not better than him. I aspire to be better than Brendan.
Wow.
My answer is
wow.
42.
Your answer is
I don't know
what?
what the question is, but it's 42.
42. That's a good general answer. Let's see. I know I have some generic ones. This is throwing it all the way back to high school lunches where we used to ask dumbass questions. So Dylan's already gonna have his answer.
I thought you were going to say it was about high school lunches.
No.
No, I could have been pondering it this whole time and shifted my views.
That's true. That's true. What would your favorite stupid superpower be? If you had to have one stupid superpower, what would it be? Examples would be slightly changing the gravity in one spot so when people walk through it, they kind of trip. Or emitting Wi-Fi from your head, but it slowly is giving you cancer. Things like that. Anybody have a good stupid superpower that they'd like to have? Those two examples were both ones that I've used in the past at said lunch table
I
conversations.
think I want the opposite of what you just said. I can't use Wi-Fi, but I can cure cancer.
Jesus Christ, that's actually pretty effective.
Right? I have to be directly plugged in for everything in my entire life.
Okay.
Being able to
Walking
pull
around
out
curing cancer.
exact change from your pocket,
Oh.
regardless.
I saw one that was like always have the right amount of money for anything in your pocket, which would be
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, but that's not a dumb superpower. That's just
Yeah,
a
that's
perfect
like OP.
superpower.
Yeah, but like there's not a lot. Like I don't know what you're. Like you could definitely just
But
go
you
buy
can't, like-
anything, but it's weird. Like
Yeah,
you can't buy for
you
things
can't,
online
like,
ever.
Fight crime with it
Yeah,
or anything like
like you
that.
always have to
A
go in
dumb
person to buy
superpower.
everything.
It's like heating up one hand and the other one gets cold at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can't have it in
Like,
an extreme or
it's-
it burns or cold.
Yeah, it's
or-
always a balance though. Like the warmer this
Yeah.
hand gets, the colder this hand gets. I like
That's a
that.
stupid superpower.
That is stupid, but I'm into it. Could you do it
We
with your
could,
feet too, or is it only hands? Sorry.
Oh my god.
It's your whole body.
Okay.
I do thought-provoking questions with my work group when we
Okay.
get started each day, and
Nice.
one of them was basically along the lines of this, where it's like, everyone came up with their superpower, but then then the next person had to come up with like the deficit to your superpower, and the best one was you can see 5 minutes into the future, but you forget everything that happened 5 minutes ago.
Oh
And it's
god.
just a constant state of that happening. So,
I feel like there's a subreddit about that, like Monkey Paw or something like that, maybe.
yeah, there is one that's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you get your power, but like it's misinterpreted just a little bit, so you get some dumb consequence of it too. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Cool. Well, that's good. We'll jump into the game here. So, I don't think I have better music. I don't know if this one's any better. Let's try it.
Oh, I was muted. I was
Oh,
talking
no.
and then Austin just talked over you. Oh, it's gonna start the game. I was just like, oh.
What did you say? What were you
Okay.
saying? You're talking shit?
No, I was saying Josh just described a TV show I think we might all be familiar with. That's a Raven.
Oh. Oh, I forgot. I wasn't reading. I'm sorry, Nicholas.
Did she forget
Nicholas
the past?
said, mine
No,
would
she
be, I can see everyone naked, but I can't turn it off. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Sometimes
My
that would be
eyes.
great, and sometimes that would be horrible.
My
I
eyes.
hate that.
It would be horrible, too, because you wouldn't know if somebody was actually naked.
That's true.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Like, are you wearing clothes today, or is it just my thing?
You're giving a police report, and the guy's just like, "What was he wearing?" I don't know.
That's true. That is that is good, Nicholas. I might
What
crown
are
you with
any
winner
of
on that.
us actually wearing, officer?
I'm wearing some gray shorts and a red t-shirt, and underwear and socks. Okay, so jumping back into our game. So this is session 1. Technically, I know we had session 0 last week and kind of did some character creation, ran through our inciting incident. They kind of talked about why we ended up meeting each other, and why we're going on this mission that we're going on. Does
Going on a
anybody
trip in our favorite rocket ship.
want to describe or go over their character that they built again? Just like a brief summary for anyone who didn't catch it last time. My first character sheet that I have here is for our good friend Boke. You want to just give a brief description of your character here?
Holy
Pull up your
shit, you
character sheet.
pronounced the name correctly.
I got it. As soon as
Yeah.
he said Boke as in bone, I got it. That's what I needed.
Yeah, so my character is Boke. He is a waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe who has moved to Ba Sing Se with his grandfather many years ago, but his grandfather has since died. And he runs an ice business in the middle ring of Ba Sing Se that curates to the upper middle class.
Excellent. Very cool. Thank you. Next up, I have Cheerin.
Yirin is a dog past. He's from the Fire Nation. He doesn't like to talk about it very much. But he was in Ba Sing Se for his, I think we said niece's
Yeah,
wedding?
niece. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Ba Sing Se for his niece's wedding was purchasing a sculpture from the good salesman Bach.
Boke.
Got into a load of trouble.
It's Boke.
As in bone.
Well, I don't need to know.
That's fair. Very cool. Next up, I have Mungo.
Mungo is a monk of the Western Air Temple. Being such, he is an air nomad, and he has been sent out to Ba Sing Se as kind of a rite of passage almost. His first time out in the world, he got himself a job. He's running glass for old Boke, and yeah, he's kind of just like a devil may care, you might say, sort of airbender. Oh, and he can fly. He's basically always just
Kind of
a
levitating
couple
just a
feet
little
off
bit.
the ground.
Nicholas said there's
His
no
theme
war in Ba Sing
song
Se.
is the song from High School Musical.
I'm soaring, fly, like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one asked me to sing it, but yes. Like
I was
I assumed
I was
that
thinking
was the
Sky High.
one. Okay. Last but definitely not least is Zhao Bao.
Shell
Zaobao is a earthbender, born and raised in the lower ring of Ba Sing Se. He is a he's the protective type. He's definitely gonna be trying to protect Mungo as much as possible. And he is also a lava bender.
Nice. Does your character sheet show them as an earthbender?
Oh.
Yeah. Training earthbender.
What's your playbook again?
The Guardian.
I have a guardian Zhao Bao, but I show their
I
weapons.
don't think that's the same person.
if-
That person has a girl's image.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was like one of the default ones. That's funny. Okay, let me see if I can.
I think Austin stole a character from a different.
I think I did. I think there was another Zhao Bao.
Are you talking about on your stream?
Yeah.
On Avatar Legends, like your character sheet where you built it, I can grab your characters.
I'm
And,
loading up your stream so that I can see.
I just need to.
I mean, from the preview, it looks correct.
You have that girl profile picture.
It's not a. I mean, it's not a girl. He just has a ponytail.
I think I saw pink eyes and like lipstick, but I mean that's
You
fair.
don't
If
have
it's
it
not.
up on the screen anymore, Austin.
I have them. Oh shit, my bad.
I have to get through all these ads before I can get to your actual screen.
Yeah, I'll.
Oh yeah, what I can see now is not me.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, give me 1 second.
Zhao
Let's
Bao,
see.
the Guardian. Wow.
I have to figure out where. Yeah, a Zhao Bao that was a guardian. It just seemed like the right one. I didn't even look at him too much until you started talking about him. I don't remember.
Do you need me to send you a link again?
No, I don't. I can't use the link necessarily. Oh, looks like Dylan. It acts like you guys. I can like see you online and stuff too. Like see what you're. Okay, that's actually pretty dope.
What do you mean see me online?
Like, I can see that you're on. Like your character is online. Like I can see that
You
you.
didn't say that anyway.
It says you rolled it with passion and got a 6. That was a miss.
Oh, like my my rolls. Oh,
Yeah, your
okay,
character
okay.
sheet. That's cool. Okay.
That's cool. Are those your limitations?
I don't know.
We'll find
Give
out.
me just a second here. Okay, campaigns.
And yeah, that's
Let's
definitely not
campaign.
my sheet because I am not perfectly balanced.
As all things should be. I don't remember where I went to. Apologize.
It's too late to apologize. Too late.
How about will somebody go over what we did? What the inciting incident was?
Or-
Somebody want
yes.
to talk about that while I continue to look to get Zaobao added correctly?
You could do some popcorn reading through the axe.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, I'll go first. We all are living in Boston, say. Let's
Don't
go
say.
with Justin.
Mungo was delivering a ice sculpture and ran into some dudes who were smuggling some weapons or something like that, and caused them to lose their goods. Popcorn Brendan.
We.
I'm gonna pause you just for a second. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Did you spell your name with any spaces or anything, or just XIAOBO still on your character sheet?
No space on it.
Hmm.
Or I don't think it was. Oh,
I just-
wait.
Or do you still have it as
On my
Bolin?
on my sheet, it is Bopin.
Bopin.
I had forgotten to update that part.
All good.
My bad.
Like when your bows are all running amok and you need to contain them, you get a bow pin.
Really.
Aha, there we go. Sick. Okay, I got you now. We're all good.
The names of all time.
Okay, sick. That is dope. All right. Yeah. Sorry. Going on. Continue to popcorn read. Appreciate it.
Okay. We got in trouble with the I think some folks from the Earth Nation like tried to break it up or something, and we tried to like
I
You guys-
broke it up
yeah.
because I thought Mungo was gonna get his ass kicked.
But yeah, in the process of breaking it up, some weapons fell down, and then some Earth Nation, like, for better term, police.
yeah,
showed
I
up.
think the I don't even know what they're called, like the Dai Li, isn't it? The
Not yet, I don't
guards
think.
in
Dai Li, they don't
No.
exist yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
yet. But
Well.
an equivalent. Yeah.
Kiyoshi.
Yeah.
Kiyoshi created the Dai Li after
Okay.
she becomes the Avatar.
All right. Well, some of the guards in came and like, I don't know if they were trying to arrest us or not, but we ran away from them. I believe.
Yep.
Is that where we left off?
Yeah, we got away, but
Yeah. So
what was the thing? What was the last
The
part?
big,
Because
I guess the big thing was that we found out where like their hideout was or something.
well, so here's
Kinda.
here. If you can scroll up, I put the image of your guys' inciting incident. So you guys ended up like accidentally destroying something important when you were like during that
That's
tussle.
right.
And then so you found out from Zaobao's contacts in the city that like you ended up dropping weapons on that, and the cart ended up belonging to one of the Fifth Nation groups that was kind of acting out of the city.
yeah,
um,
we learned that after.
Yeah, you learned that after like you get back to the ice shop, and like those guys ended up showing up to Boke's shop, like wanting to get at you, and you were able to dip and get away from them. But you know that like they're gonna probably continue to come after you, so you're probably gonna have to do something about that. And that's kind of where you left off, like narrowly escaping them and knowing that you're going to probably have to continue to go at this for a little bit. So cool. So now that we got that set up, we're jumping right into it. So everyone's got their character sheets pulled up. I have the rules pulled up. So let me talk just briefly about one kind of aspect of the game. It's your basic moves. So this PDF that I'm using to look at these basic moves is in Laws of the Land. It's the most recent PDF that I uploaded called GM Screen. It's just the last couple pages from the core rulebook, but it's like a kind of a cheat sheet. It kind of gives you a bunch of info on a bunch of different stuff. But the way that Avatar Legends is kind of played is there's no like maps. Like it's all theater of the mind, more or less. We'll have some images for some locations that we'll head to. But when we're trying to do a thing or trying to progress the story forward, you basically are almost always going to be using your basic moves. So your basic moves, just like the name says, they do a basic thing, but then you kind of role play out what your character would do to do that. So assess the situation is a basic move. So the way that each character assesses a situation may be different depending on the character, but the end goal you're gonna still end up the end result is gonna be similar. So your basic moves are assess a situation, plead, help, rely on your skills and training, push your luck, intimidate, guide and comfort, and trick. So just keep that in mind as we kind of progress through the story. Those are going to be like almost like your basic skill checks throughout the game. So you're not going to roll like there's not like a perception check per se, but you might use assess a situation, or if your character gaining new insight is done via rely on your skills and training. And sometimes even defeating enemies doesn't go into a full-fledged combat, but can be resolved based purely on your basic moves and relying on your skills and training. So we'll talk about those things as they kind of approach, but just wanted to give everyone kind of an idea at the basic, one of the basic parts of the game. Does that more or less make sense to everybody?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Cool.
It kind of just has a broader scope of time,
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine. It's not so, turn by turn.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, it's a lot of just what do you think your character would do to look cool or to help resolve this situation, and you kind of get to do it. I'll note too, it's a 2d6 system, so whenever you roll, it'll be 2d6 plus. If you're rolling with passion, you'll add your passion score, etc. So it's usually going to be like between a -3 and a +3 is going to be your modifiers. So yeah, we'll pick up here now with the story. You guys have escaped, and you have made your way to one of Zhaobao has these contacts in the city, and you guys have made your way kind of through the city to almost like a safe house, not quite a safe house, but somewhere that you know that you could go, that no one's going to necessarily find you. But there's a knock on the door. So you hear somebody knocking on the door, and you hear him whispering, like, Zhaobao? Zhaobao, are you there? What'd you guys do here?
I am gonna hold my finger to my lips and shake my head.
I guess now is a good time to look at that, assess the situation, see.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and give me. So assess the situation. I'm going to read this for the stream here. When you assess a situation, roll with creativity. On a 7 through 9, ask 1 question. On a 10 plus, ask 2 questions. And take a +1 ongoing when acting on the answer. So the different kinds of questions you can ask is, what here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's the best way in, out, or through? And who or what is the greatest danger?
And I'm asking that to you, or?
Yep, to me. Yep, and then I'll have to answer that truthfully.
Okay. Here, creativity was just a 0. So that just means, since I have a 0 in creativity, that just means that
Yep,
I'm not
just
adding anything to.
Yep, just a
the
2d6 roll then.
2d6.
Yep. And then
I
kind
got
of
an 8 total.
Okay, perfect. So that is a hit. So you get to ask one of those questions. So again, it's like, what here can I use to blank? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my best way out and through? Who or what is the greatest danger? Or if you think you have a question that's kind of in that same realm, feel free to ask that too. But those are the kinds of questions you can ask.
And I want to make sure that I'm understanding understanding the situation. We have no idea who is on the other side of the store,
No,
right?
yeah, they mentioned your name, so you assume it's somebody who knows you potentially, but no, you don't necessarily know who it is just off the sound of the voice.
Okay. What would be the best way out of this location where we are at?
So the room that you're in is on the second floor. So if you thought that you needed to escape for whatever reason, going out the window, out the back alley would probably be the best. There's not like a fire escape or anything per se, or like windows that are super easy to get out of.
There's always the fire escape.
So the person that is knocking is inside knocking on the second floor, or
Yeah.
or
Yep, they're like inside. It's almost like an apartment building.
okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
you're not in like your own like house or anything like that. They're like knocking on the
Okay.
door to like the room that you're staying in. But yeah, they're just like, Sao Bao, are you there? Kind of whispering. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Yeah, I'd like to guide and comfort. I'm over there by Zhao Bao,
Okay.
and I just usher him over to the door.
Okay. So yeah, when you try to honestly guide
here.
and comfort another person, roll with harmony. On a hit, they choose one of the following. They embrace your guidance and comfort, and they're allowed to clear a condition or 2 fatigue. And we'll talk about conditions and fatigue more when they come into play. But fatigue is kind of like your health. So that's like a way to heal someone. And you may ask one question, and they must answer honestly. Or they shut you down, and they inflict a condition on you, and you shift their balance in response. So again, your balance for, in this situation, Zhao Bao's balance is between self-reliance and trust. So if you try to comfort him and he denies your comfort, then he has to shift his balance in response to that. So he's either, he's got to shift it one way or another there and kind of move
He's not
towards one
trusting
of
my
those
guidance.
tracks. Yep. But if you were to get a 10 plus, then you get to choose how they shift their balance. Plus those other things.
Okay, I'll roll.
Okay.
That is 7.
Okay. So that is a normal hit. So you get to, or Schmitty, you either get to embrace his guidance and you kind of follow him to the door, or you push him back and you're like, don't, get off of me, don't push me towards the door. You ignore his guide or his what he's saying, and then you would shift your balance one way or another. Probably.
I'll follow him to the door.
Okay.
Mostly because having another person there in case something goes down will be helpful, but also I'm kind of thinking that if I'm not there, it might be deemed suspicious.
Okay. And because of that, you accepting that, Mungo, you also get to ask Zhao Bao a question that they have to answer honestly, kind of about the situation. So things like in this situation, it might be, why are you so scared, or something like that. Like while you're kind of guiding and comforting them, they feel some trust with you.
Why the hesitation? Who do you think this is?
Well, the thing is I'm not entirely sure who it is, and with the scuffle we got into earlier, I'm, trying to at least be somewhat careful.
No, you think
I'm-
it could be one of those bad guys?
I mean, we potentially. And by the way, I am trying to like keep my voice like I'm not like whispering, but I am at least
Quieter.
trying to
Yeah,
keep
for
my
sure.
voice down. Yeah.
And my voice is a gentle breeze.
Perfect. While this is going on, is Boke or Cheerin doing anything, or kind of just sitting back and kind of
They said-
watching to see what happens?
They said Cao Bao's name. Cao Bao's got this. I'd like
Perfect.
to talk to Kieran about about his niece's wedding.
Okay.
It's going to be a magnificent affair. Everyone who's someone in the Fire Nation will be there.
Really? Why
No,
would it
probably
take
not.
place in Bossing Say?
No, probably not. I think she's in love with a lad from the Earth Kingdom.
Think you don't know your own niece's future husband?
Well, I won't get into it too much now.
I'm not so in tune
probably
with her
an
sexual history.
That's probably an entire story in its own.
I have the time.
Not if Xiaobao opens this door. And he
Yeah,
looks
so
over
if if Zhao Bao kind of walks forward and slowly opens the door, he sees or go ahead.
When
Sorry.
When I do open the door, I am planning on having my foot just like a little bit past so like I can open it to a crack, but if someone pushes it in, it's at least gonna have like they can't just easily barge
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna have
Kind
to-
of like a rock or an earth.
Yes.
God damn it, a rock or Earth Kingdom's
rock
like
bender.
stance. You know how they kind of
the
crank
Rock.
their
Yeah.
foot to the side for a good balance, that sort of thing. Cool. Yeah,
Yep.
that's dope. Okay, so yeah, you open the door, kind of barring it so it can't come in, and you see like a younger kid standing there, wearing like traditional Earth Kingdom clothing. Maybe not like the nicest clothing ever, but also better than something you might see like in the lower rings. And kind of looking at him for a second, you realize you recognize him as just like a kid that you've seen around before. And
My son.
he kind of whisper and he's like, Zhao Bao, I'm so glad I found you. He goes, I heard you got into a little bit of trouble. The Whispering Willow says she can help. And then he just turns and runs.
I have so many questions.
Is
Should
the
we let the kid
Whispering-
go?
Is the Whispering Willow someone that I would know?
Yeah, you would know them. I'm trying to see. I don't think there's like a.
I was gonna say, do I need to roll?
Yeah, go ahead and
anything
rely on your skills and training here to gain new
Okay.
insights or perform a familiar custom. And let's see how much you know, or rather, because you do know the name is familiar to you, but let's see how much you remember about or know about the Whispering Willow.
I got a 9 total.
Nice. So that is a hit. It's not like a perfect hit. Like between 7 and 9 is just like a normal hit. So you know that the Whispering Willow is kind of an informant. That's it's another one of your contacts in the city, and she owns a tea house called the Earth Haven, and it's known for its delicious jasmine tea. But it also is kind of a cover for an informant's, like a network of informants, again, run by this Whispering Willow. So this kid, that's basically what you know. So this kid reached out and said that they want to, she's looking to speak with you. And it's a tea house that's in the upper ring, actually. So, what would you tell the group, or did they hear that, or kind of what do you guys want to do next with that, given that information?
Yeah, I'll explain that this person is wanting to help us and they are for the most part trustworthy. I mean, it's hard to always trust everyone all the time, but for the most part we can trust them. and I'll kind of explain that this person is in the upper ring, and yeah, give them the lowdown.
I
Cool.
do enjoy a good tea.
Whispering Willow. Okay.
So, are you guys wanting to head that way? Are you trying to, kind of talk to me about how you think you would get there? Zhaobao, you would know how to get there. Doesn't necessarily mean it would be something that's like easy or common, given that it's in the upper ring, but you would know how you should be getting there. More or less, I'm asking if you guys want to do like this quietly. You're just gonna walk out, during the day and kind of head that way, change your outfits. Kind of what are you thinking you want to do to get to this Earth Haven?
I would recommend that we at least try to change our looks, but like change our clothes.
Okay.
Maybe have them inside out, something like that, and just try to. I wouldn't necessarily try to sneak up there, but definitely try to keep a low profile.
I would like
best
to
as best we can.
nonchalantly whistle as we walk up there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm an airbender. I'm just an air nomad, so I look like every other air nomad. But just to distinguish myself a little bit, I take charcoal and rub it on my eyebrows so that I have just bushier eyebrows on my face. And I look like a completely different person.
Okay. Sick. All right, so yeah, you guys start kind of traveling out of the area that you're staying in, and you do notice there seems to be like an increased activity, maybe a few more guards than you normally see, and maybe a few more shady figures than you normally see, but more or less you're able to get through fine. But about halfway there, you're just about to kind of cross into the next ring, and a group of guards, like you kind of walk by them, and they kind of do a double take, and then they kind of look at you, and they're like,
Stop.
"Hey, stop! Come here. We need to talk to you." So there's a couple things that you guys can do. You can.
I choose to keep walking and whistling.
Yeah, so if you guys want to try to, like, these are where your basic moves are going to come into play here. So you could assess the situation. You could try to rely on your skills and training to maybe get away or talk to them, push your luck, intimidate, trick. There's a lot of different things that you guys could do here. But let's just start with, and you guys don't all have to do the same thing either by any means. So we'll start with the top of my Discord, which is Boke. What do you think you would do in this situation?
Oh,
I would choose to push my luck.
Okay. What are you trying to do in this situation? Like, what are you trying to do to push your luck? Just ignore them or talk to
Just
them? And...
Just ignore them and
Okay.
keep on walking.
Okay.
I'll whistle.
Perfect. Okay, give me a roll with your passion.
That's a 11.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. So on a 10 plus, your boldness pays off despite the cost, and so you are able to just keep walking. The rest of the group may follow you. That's to be seen, but you're able to just keep walking, and they don't seem to mind you. They almost treat you like you weren't even part of the group.
so we all have to deal with these guards individually?
Yeah, or if you guys want to talk together, and you could all end up doing the same thing, but it's not like one role that affects all of you necessarily. So you can all do different things. So if Mungo just wanted to try to fly away, he could, but that may end up like hurting the rest of you in the long run.
I was kind of thinking that Sheeran, when this happened, he could say, "Go on, I'll take care of this," and then he would try to intimidate the guards.
Okay, so yeah, we could say you went next, and you did that. So go ahead and Mungo or Boke kept walking regardless, but Sheeran's gonna try to intimidate the guards away to get the rest of you out of there. So go ahead and give me a roll, and that's going to be with passion.
It's so it's 2d6.
Yep, 2d6 plus your
my
passion
passion?
score. Yes, sir.
All right, I got a 13.
Holy shit! Nice. Okay, so on a 10 plus, first you. So here's how it works. So on a hit, they choose from one of these four options. So if you were to just normally hit, they would choose one of these, and in this case, I would choose one of them. But on a 10 plus, you get to deny one of these, and then I get to choose what happens. So here are the 4 different options for an intimidate. So they run to escape or get back up. They back down, but keep watch. They give in with a few stipulations, or they attack you, but they're off balance, and I have to mark a condition on them.
Okay. I'm gonna say they cannot attack us, so I'm going to basically.
You want me to tell you
stand
what they
to
do,
them.
or do you want to tell me what you do, and then I'll decide?
I'm gonna start
Okay.
here. So I think I'm not necessarily like threatening them. I'm just trying to be intimidating here. So I just kind of like stand up to them and look around, and I'm just like, I didn't see the captain of the guard here. He's like, do you have some kind of warrant to talk to us? You know, I was like, I'm trying to like make them go through official channels.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, they're kind of gonna back down, but kind of keep an eye on you. So they would go, no, I guess we don't. Continue on.
To get tea.
Very, very well. Continue on, but don't cause any
Yes.
trouble. And they kind of just take a couple steps back, but continue to watch you guys as you walk away.
Of course not. We wouldn't cause any trouble.
Perfect. So Mungo and Zaobao, if you want to do something to them, you still certainly can. Or if you want to try one of those other checks, you certainly can. But it kind of looks like Chirin's scared them off, and they don't want to. They're not really talking to you anymore.
Yeah,
Probably the
Mungo's
first-
plan was to just dip into an alleyway and then just go straight up onto the roof.
Okay, cool.
So,
But-
but whenever
Sharon.
yeah, you speak up. Yeah, Zirin, whenever you speak up, he just kind of stops and looks at you, sees what happens.
Don't worry, that'll probably be the first and last 11 that I get to roll with this game.
Yeah, I was gonna try and trick him, but that's
Okay, cool.
that. It was all good.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, you guys continue on. You kind of make it through that first ring and get into the upper ring, and it's a little bit higher class. You guys still kind of fit in fairly well, like maybe stand out just a little bit, but it seems like kind of the shadier activity has kind of died down. It's still a lot of guards, but they're not kind of like watching you as much as they were before. And you make your way all the way to this Earth Haven, and the building looks kind of like this. Direct you to roll 20. So you make your way to the front of this building, and you enter, and it just looks like a normal tea shop. Zaobao, I would say you don't really necessarily recognize anyone. No one really you don't know much about the Whispering Willow, like the person, but you don't see anyone that matches what you do know about them, like an older woman, longer hair, that sort of thing. It just seems like a normal tea shop. So what would you guys do? You talk to people, look around, that sort of thing?
It would be rude to come all this way and not get tea.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, it sounds like Chirin is gonna go. I imagine it's just like a line, like at a Starbucks or whatever. Goes stands in line to get some tea. Everybody else think they're doing?
Well, the Imperial credits.
you
That's
can use
absurd.
you can use your basic moves here again too if you want to, kind of search around or rely on your skills of training, that sort of thing.
Would like to buy a hamburger.
Hamburger. It doesn't look like they actually sell any burgers. It's really just a couple different variants of tea. They also have Red Bull, though, surprisingly.
I will.
It's a different drink.
Yeah. It amps your bending tenfold. You can
Oh.
move mountains with it.
Also give you wings.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that's just
That's
a full, like,
secretly
bowl.
Mungo's just been drinking Red Bull.
Yeah, not
Airbenders that
chicken
drink
bowl,
Red Bull can fly, so.
cat bowl, just bowl.
I'm gonna try to assess the situation.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll with creativity. Kind of tell me if you're looking for anything, or again, you got your questions that you can ask here, so we can have a question based on what you're looking for, maybe.
I got a 10.
Awesome. Okay. So a 10 gets you, you can ask 2 questions,
Oh, cool.
and you get to take a +1 ongoing when you act on the answers of those questions. So,
Okay.
and like, to kind of expand on that, in the previous situation, if you would have tried to jump out the window and you would have gotten a 10 on this roll, like you would have gotten a +1 on your, probably on your reliance skills and training to like safely get out of the window. Like, so
Gotcha.
you've done so well at assessing the situation that you get a +1 on the next thing that you do given that information, if there's a
Gotcha.
check involved with the next piece.
Cool. First question: what should I be on the lookout for? Like, do I know what this person looks like or anything?
Yeah, so you know, you kind of have a rough idea of the person of Whispering Willow, kind of what she looks like. But what you really think you should be on the lookout for is some sort of maybe like a secret entrance. Like, you know that it wouldn't, like the kind of work that she does wouldn't just be done in the main room of the shop. It would be done somewhere else. So some sort of secret entrance is probably what you're on the lookout for.
Okay.
And so you get one more question. So something like, if I like, maybe what here can I use to like
I was gonna
find
say,
the
what's
secret
my
entrance or
best
something?
way through? Like, do I know if there is a password or something to be able to get through?
You don't. There's not a password per se, but you do kind of put together that her name is the Whispering Willow. And the shop isn't named anything to do with that, but you do see a big painting on one of the walls that's of a willow tree. So you think there might be some sort of correlation with that. Maybe the secret entrance has something to do with this big painting.
Okay.
And if you want to share that, or what does anybody else want to do? Sheeran
I
sitting
won't
down, getting
necessarily
his tea.
share it outright, but
Okay.
I will kind of nod towards the painting of the willow.
Okay.
Okay. I read that signal from you, and you like nodding over at the painting. It's like, oh yeah, it's a lovely painting, and I use suction to pull it towards us.
Okay. And I
I
will
catch it
say,
in my
do
hand.
you want to... Like, there are other people in this shop right now. So do you want to rely on your skills and training to do that?
How big of a painting is it?
I mean, it's like a... Like, it's as tall as you are, if not a little bit taller from the
Oh,
ground
okay.
up.
I believe
Yeah.
there is a door
Full length
behind
painting.
it.
I
You
think
certainly-
I will go with the Ba Sing Quan. A green tea might soothe my nerves.
Excellent. So you might be able to do some sort of... Somebody does one check and someone does another one to... Or you could even, try pushing your luck. You could just do a good old push your luck if you want to try to do it in the middle of like a risky situation. Or you could just go for it. Just rely on your skills and training and do some airbending. Here's a question that's sort of relevant to the game, but it's a discussion that I've seen had before. Can other people see airbending? Like, we can see the lines of air as viewers of the TV show, but do you
I
think that
don't
other people in
think
the
they
universe can
can.
see it?
I don't think they can, because in the earlier seasons, whenever the Fire Nation arrests Haru, and Katara tries to sneak onto the where they go to help,
Uh-huh.
they use Aang's airbending to lift a boulder that's over a vent to make the Fire Nation think that Katara is earthbending. So I don't
okay.
think they can
Oh.
see the airbending.
Okay. So keep that in mind.
And then Aang is like flying around on his little ball that he's just floating in the air with his legs
Yeah.
crossed.
I
think
picture
so.
that as maybe there's like some dust and debris in that, so it
Yeah,
kind of looks
yeah.
like something. But yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
It is an
probably
interesting
like a middle ground.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's not as obvious as it looks in the art style that Avatar is drawn in, but like there's got to be like you could see things being blown around.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a drink real quick, but you guys continue to kind of talk about what you think you want to do in this situation. You think maybe there's something behind this painting, but how do you get to it discreetly, or do you get to it discreetly?
I was planning on just kind of walking around, and kind of casually going up the to the painting to check out behind it. So I don't know if that would be skills and training or pushing my luck or anything like that.
It does sound
Um,
risky, so I'd
right.
imagine it could be one or the other.
That's kind of.
Um,
I could see it being either way.
but yeah, if you
Really?
want to move over to the painting,
I think I'm just gonna get a tea and be nearby so that if you guys find something, then I can act quickly.
Smart.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll with either one. So let me explain why you. I'll just let you pick. So, on your rely on skills and training, if you get a 7 through 9, you do whatever you're trying to do imperfectly, and so I would end up telling you how your approach might lead to unexpected consequences. While push your luck, on a hit, you do it, but it costs you to just like barely scrape by, and I end up telling you like what it ends up costing you. And on a 10 plus, your boldness pays off despite the cost, and I let you know like what lucky opportunity falls in your lap. So at the end of the day, they kind of, if this is a situation, they kind of end up doing the same thing. So you might rely more on like if you have a better skill between focus and passion. Like if one of those is better, you might choose one over the other.
I have better focus, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay. So focus is you're relying on your skills and training. So what do you think? Like, kind of walk me through why that would be your skills and training. Like, is it you doing some earthbendy stuff, or you
No,
just doing like a
this-
grew up in the streets kind of stuff?
I'm thinking the grew up on the streets thing, of trying to not, just kind of be the kid in the background that people aren't really paying attention to, and sleight of hand type of stuff, having to
Yeah.
sneak things out of people's pockets whenever they're not looking, things
Cool.
like that.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Alrighty.
You get to take a +1 on that too because of your assess the situation.
Oh, cool.
So you take whatever your bonus is +1 and then roll 2d6.
5 plus 2 plus this. So I got an 8.
Okay, so an 8.
Kinda scraped
So you're just kind of trying to like sneak by and just kind of move the painting out of the way.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
like you
kinda,
weren't-
like,
like-
looking behind because I feel like the door is behind this painting. Because if we can get confirmation that the painting is or that the door is here, then we can do whatever we need to
Okay.
distract people or
Yeah.
what have you to sneak in. So mostly just trying to get some confirmation that this is where the door is.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of move it out of the way, and maybe it ends up making it scratches just a little bit and ends up making a sound, and you kind of jerk your head around and look at the room to see if anybody noticed you, and it doesn't look like any of the like the other patrons there noticed you, but you do kind of see the person behind the front desk. Like they kind of look at you a little bit longer, like they may have caught you noticing that door,
So
but they
there is
don't
a door.
seem to. Yeah, there is a door there. Yep,
Okay.
and it doesn't look like it has any sort of a lock or anything on it. So you think that you could probably get it. You could probably open it.
The door or doorway?
I mean, there's a door in the doorway.
Okay.
It's maybe like one of those sliding doors.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was if it was just like a painting in
hole?
front of an opening. Yeah.
No. There's like a door there. Yeah. So you notice that, but they continue to work. Like they don't seem to necessarily mind, but you do think that they noticed. So And you really don't think that you could probably get in there while the shop is full. But if you waited long enough, you guys could probably, maybe try to sneak through that door when the crowd dies down or when enough people leave or something like that if you wanted to. Or you could go talk to the guy up front.
Cool. I will go towards like the group.
Okay.
And
Yeah, they got a
kinda
table.
say-
Everyone's kind of hanging out at the same table. I
Yeah,
imagine.
and just kind of let them know. Like, what I'll say is, I'm going to get some drinks for us, to kind of that. This is
You're gonna be here
the
a bit.
undertone is we're gonna be here for a bit.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, you go up
kind
to
of
the
letting
front,
them know
get
that we're in
drinks.
the right place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go up and ask for some tea for our table, and
Some Triaxian ale.
I will.
Starbucks.
I'll also say that whenever I go up, that I was recommended to come here by a friend.
And he kind of leans in, kind of like an older guy, and he's kind of got a little like not a full smile, but kind of like a half smile, and he's like, "Oh, I know. Just wait."
Will do. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, you guys sit there for a little while. Maybe this is kind of like a time for you to talk and get to know each other a little bit more. But like an hour and a half passed. No, I was right. Passes. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Brendan.
Oop.
Cheering. Excuse me. So a couple hours pass
Sorry
and.
about Jesus Christ, but
Oh, okay.
seems out of place in the setting.
Yeah, well, maybe. We don't know.
That's true.
A couple hours pass. You guys are kind of hanging out there, and maybe it took you a while to get here, so that was kind of maybe, I don't want to say the dinner rush, but like the evening rush starts to die down, and that last person leaves, and it kind of waves to the guy up front. Says bye, thanks for the tea or whatever, and then as that person closes the door, the guy in the front doesn't even look at you guys, walks to the front, kind of locks up the front door, turns their big neon sign that says open to closed, and then just walks in the back and just leaves you alone in there.
Whoa, he has a separate neon sign that glows throughout the night that says closed.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't just shut off the open sign.
Yeah.
That's
Bossing Say is a
good
pretty like
business.
active city, so there's some tea shops that are open through the night, so he likes to differentiate the two.
Okay.
They're like more like alcoholic teas, almost like clubs you would call them.
Fermented teas.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Beer. Okay, so yeah, no one's in the room
Kombucha.
at all. Yeah, kombucha, that's what it is. You guys head through that door and head down.
Cool.
I've
Ah,
never been in a painting before.
we should visit the tea stores. See what else they have in stock.
You can go tea shop hopping.
Mm-hmm.
A tea crawl, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds like an incredible time. Thank you for suggesting it.
Yeah, so you guys are all going to rely on your skills and training to see how many teas you can take. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so yeah, you guys kind of head down this hallway that it was clearly like a tunnel that was made. It kind of slowly ramps down. Made with earthbending, like it's pretty obvious that some earthbenders kind of helped dig this area out. And you get down, and there's another more extravagant door that you kind of push on, and it opens up too. It seems like they were either expecting you, or they just have very low security and expect a lot of people to come through. You're not entirely sure, but you make your way down and kind of enter into this, I wouldn't say extravagant, but much nicer than the tunnel that you just went through room, and probably nicer than the tea shop that you were just in. And you just see a table and some chairs, and a couple, not guards, but they kind of look like they're standing around this older woman. This older woman's sitting down at the kind of the front of this chair. She's got long silver hair that cascades down her back. She's got a patchwork cloak of various shades, and some even seem like they might resemble the leaves of a willow tree. Her eyes are sharp and observant, and she's got a number of pieces of jewelry on her.
Someone
and
remind me, what woman are we looking for?
this is what she looks like. Upload this picture here for you guys.
No one wants to tell me.
So what did you say or ask, Brendan?
Who are we looking for?
We are looking for the Whispering Willow,
Is there
which I thought I had mentioned when
Yeah.
in the
You
place,
did.
but my bad.
is
No,
there
you did.
any
I was trying to be
in the room?
in character.
Gotcha.
Is
What'd you
there
say?
ice?
Ice, yes.
You as a waterbender might like sense some ice in some of their drinks, maybe.
They are drinking frozen tea
Iced tea, you know?
ahead of their time.
I
This
have
is
to
truly
imagine
the
Bossing
future.
Say isn't like in the coldest of climates. You know, people gotta have
Yeah,
have
it's-
water
it-
too. Like not always drinking tea all
No,
the
it's
time.
a sun tea.
Yeah,
Sun tea.
It's a sun tea city.
I think he wrote a book on war or something, right?
No.
No.
Thank you. And she goes, you guys walk in, do you say anything or do you just kind of wait for her to talk?
I'm gonna
Oh.
wait for her to talk.
This is my turn. Who are you?
And she goes, me? I'm the Whispering Willow. I'm the one who brought you
Me.
here.
I smack.
I smack the Whispering Willow.
I smack it right in the face.
I was expecting you to smack
no, I
Sheeran.
smack
I was
Zhao
upside
Bao.
down. How dare you
Smack
speak to me?
a whole bunch. He's like, oh, it's her. Oh, this is the girl. Hi, we've been looking for you.
She goes, or I have been looking for you.
Ain't that serendipitous?
It is a most fortuitous day, then, my friend.
It is. And she kind of looks at Zhao Bao and goes, welcome, friend. We may have not met before, but you have done and know some of my compatriots through the city. And she goes,
I've heard rumor of you. One could even say whispers of you.
oh, funny. And she
Yeah, I
goes,
crack up to that one.
I heard you
Wordplay.
all got into some trouble with a Fifth Nation group. And you have the whole of the Middle Ring looking for you.
You could say that.
It is most fortuitous that you made your way to me. I appreciate the work of the young one. And you kind of look to the side and like in the corner of the room, like you didn't notice him at first, but there's that kid. He's kind of sitting there, like he's doing some earth bending in the corner and like kind of building pillars out of the ground and like making like a little fort. He looks like he's playing with stuff in the corner. He's just
I
he's
waggle
chilling.
my
That's from
fingers.
before.
What did you say?
Yeah,
I
what?
said, where have I seen that child before?
Oh yeah.
I think Brendan's just
You
playing
just
his character from Witcher now.
Soren again.
Yeah.
Soren, yeah.
Oh man! But she
I
goes,
waggle my fingers under my chin at the little kid.
nice. Okay, give me a second.
He's flipping
here.
him off. How rude.
Oh
Is that
god.
what that means? Oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
Mungo, stop.
I'm new to the city.
She goes, I can only imagine that you are looking for a way out of the situation that you are in. She's like, I may just be able to help you out with that. She's like, I happen to know a little bit about the group that attacked you and is currently looking for you. However, as you may well know, and she kind of looks at Zhao Bao, she's like, as you may well know, this information would come at a cost. And she kind of looks around the room a little bit, and she, what?
I've left my coin purse at home.
No,
I'm so
no,
sorry. We're going to have to owe you one on this one.
no, no. Not
I give
financial
2 gold
cost.
pieces, over
She
to
said,
Sharon.
"Oh." He's like, "I have more money than I would never know what to do with."
Yeah,
I'm
I would kind of like put my hand out towards them, being like, no, no. Cost does not necessarily mean money in this city.
I'm
It's Chloe.
actually.
you want
She's
a
like,
favor of
"Yes,
some
you
sort."
will go down on me." No, I'm kidding.
That's a favor of some sort.
She goes,
Finally, a cause that I can get behind.
she's kind of got like
Oh.
this. Go ahead.
You can have the behind. I want the front.
Jesus Christ. No, I do. I shouldn't have said it. But she. She's like, I have a love for the ancient and the unique. She's like, I'm somewhat of a collector of not only information, but of amulets, doodads, jewelry. She kind of looks. She's kind of got like this necklace on, like this brooch, kind of keeping her outfit together. And she's like, I have recently become aware of a new valuable amulet that has entered the city walls. Retrieve the Whisperstone amulet for me, and I will give you valuable information that may just end up saving your life. Silk Fang's lair is where I believe this Whisperstone amulet to be held.
It's in a layer?
Of sorts.
Oh.
Would you not consider this a lair? And she kind of like laughs a little bit and kind of looks around. She's like, "You're in my lair now."
This is a quaint hobbit hole.
What's a
I've never
hobbit?
been in a painting before, personally.
If
but
I had known we were going to a lair, I would have dressed differently.
Oh, you're dressed just fine. And she kind of looks at you a little bit longer than she's looked at everybody else. Kind of looks you up and down.
This is my Street Fighter uniform.
And she says, "Bring me this amulet, and I will give you the information that you need to continue." She's like, "The amulet looks like this," and she kind of pulls out like a stone carving that looks like this. That's the amulet that you guys are going to be looking for. And she looks at looks at Zhaobao again and goes. Actually, I can't remember. Is anyone from the lower ring? It's
Yeah,
Boat
That's Zabao.
Zhaobao. Okay,
Zhaobao.
Zhaobao's lower.
Grew up and born and raised in the lower
Okay,
ring.
okay. Oh, it's Boat. Boat, you have the ice
The
shop
middle
that's in
ring
like the
shop.
middle ring, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Making sure I remember everyone's backstory. Okay.
yeah, and boss
So,
currently.
yeah, there you go.
Also,
She
can you
goes.
sign my sheet? Is this overtime?
Jesus.
Second time
Not
like
again.
this?
She goes, Zhaobao, you probably know where this location is. It's one of the few skyscrapers left in the lower ring.
Skyscrapers.
I would not call it a penthouse, but it's similar to a penthouse. Lower quality, of course, being that it's in the lower ring. She kind of says it with a little bit of disgust.
Oh.
You know, people don't like the lower ring peoples.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
No. He's used to it.
so she
It
says,
is
"Bring me this
technically
amulet,"
dirtier over there.
and can continue on. All right, you guys have any questions for her about what's going on, why she needs the amulet, where you're going, what you're doing?
What does the amulet look like?
It should be on
Share it
roll
with
20.
us.
It's right
Oh, it is?
here.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
She's like, "This is
there
a
any
rough
sort of-
stone carving. It might look a little bit different. It's been many years since I've had my eyes laid on it, but
You just happen to have a carving of what the amulet looked like.
well, yes. Everyone
Oh.
knows what the Whisperstone amulet looks like."
Yes,
Do
of
we have
course.
any sort of deadline, like when we have to have this done?
She goes, if you ask
Or
that,
else
she
we-
goes, no deadline for me, but they never keep valuable things such as this in one spot for too long. I cannot tell you how long my information will be valid.
I think under his breath, Chirin is going to be like, do we want to go find an amulet just to leave town? Or should we just get out of here?
So
Seems like
you
an
could
extra quest that we don't need to do.
you could just leave town, but you are pretty certain that this group will continue to follow you and come after you in their full force.
I see plot armor.
Plot engine.
Inability to fast travel while enemies are nearby.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very well.
Speaking of fast travel, do I need to like park my air bison anywhere in particular? Is he just on the roof of the tea shop?
I imagine, yeah. I mean, I guess I don't know where you would normally keep him, so you would have to explain to me kind of what your situation is, because I have to imagine air bison's going to draw a pretty good sized crowd.
Well,
like
I mean-
I know air bison are a lot more common in this era, but I imagine they have like stables and stuff out front. If you would just
Yeah.
keep him like
well,
in a
and
normal
also,
stable.
I mean, you work for folk, so you'll have to have some sort of home. It's
Yeah.
not like you're just
He's-
visiting folk.
He's probably got but probably has some sort of like stable or something in the back, maybe.
Oh yeah, could I just like live at the shop? And just live
No.
on my air bison in the
He
stable?
said no.
We don't do that here.
We don't.
Yeah, I guess an air bison might be bad for business in the middle ring.
Maybe.
Fine, you can keep your air bison here. This is recounting a previous conversation.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But
I imagine you guys are
your
just like,
wages.
shit, I have an air bison. Where would I keep that? Like, just down in this layer. And
Maybe you're on
and whispering
air
to
bison.
Willow is just kind of looking at you, like, really intrigued in the conversation. Like, oh, yes. She's
Maybe
like,
that's
I
how
would
you
love to
deliver
meet your air bison.
The air like the ice, like normally is like you deliver it on the air bison, but like you got spooked and dropped it or something this time.
Yeah, so now I just do the
He's, like,
deliveries
sick.
by hand.
Yeah, he's
But I
like
still
having
have
a
my
bad
air
day.
bison.
Yeah, he's around there somewhere. I mean, maybe he's just lost. We could just have a whole episode where the air bison is missing and we have
air
to follow.
bison is lost in trying to find its way. And what's your air bison's name?
Uh,
Sounds like
I came up
Frank,
with the
right?
name. Something now. Fucking
George.
Kukri.
Kukri. Like the
Kukri.
knife? Or
Like
the
the
machete?
knife. Yeah.
You can
That's
call
dope.
it Kukri's Lost Days.
Yeah, I like that.
No. I don't think I'm going to participate in that episode. And you can almost say, oh, just skip it.
You can skip
But-
it, but you'll lose out on some of the cultural significance.
That's true.
Mhm.
Alright, you guys gonna do anything else here? Any more basic moves? I guess this is a good time, maybe it's a good time to bring up, there's another kind of, it's not necessarily called basic moves, but they're balance moves. So don't forget that you're kind of role-playing your character a little bit based on their balance. So again, between Boke, it's like he's kind of torn between results and restraint. And Chirin is torn between action and forgiveness. And Mungo's torn between his role as like an icon and freedom. And then Zhao Bao is torn between self-reliance and trust. So you guys are kind of all, torn between those two different things. So there's a couple of ways that you could change those, kind of adjust those around. One of them that we talked about earlier was guide and comfort. That can end up moving your balance around some. There's also balance moves. So balance moves, a couple of the balance moves that you can do are live up to your principle. So I should have mentioned this one earlier, actually. I don't think it's been too big of a deal. But when you take an action in accordance with the value of your principle, you can mark one fatigue to roll with that principle instead of whatever stat you would normally roll on. So this becomes valuable when you're really far off balance, basically. And so if you're really, really being super trustworthy to people and not super self-reliant, then maybe it makes more sense to, you know, if the situation that you're in, like, is a trustworthy situation, like something about it warrants you roll in quote unquote with trust, you could use this balance move to live up to your principle, mark a fatigue, and roll with whatever your balance is, so +1, +2, +3, instead of one of the core stats. So that's one balance move. Another balance move, and there's kind of two here that kind of go back and forth. So there's call someone out, and then there's also deny a call out. So when you call someone out, you openly call on someone to live up to their principle. Say, I thought you were supposed to be trustworthy, something like that. And then they, or you shift your balance. The person that you're calling out shifts their balance away from center. And that always means you go, and like, you can't move it towards the center. So if you're already a +2 in one spot, then you have to move to +3. Like, you can't, it's not just changing it one way or another. You always have to shift away from center. And then they roll with that principle. On a hit, they are called to act as what you say. So, you know, do the thing that makes you more trustworthy or whatever. And they either must do that thing or mark a condition. On a 7 through 9, they challenge your view of the world in turn. Mark 1 fatigue on yourself. Or shift your balance as they choose. So if you call someone out, they may, like, and basically in return call you out, and you have to shift your balance. And on a miss, they can demand you act in accordance with one of your principles instead. So that's kind of a long one. That's one of the more complicated ones. Again, this is all on that GM sheet. You can also deny a call out. So when you deny a NPC calling on you to live up to your principle, you roll with that principle. On a hit, act as they say, or mark 1 fatigue. On a 10+, their words hit hard. You must also shift your balance towards the called on principle. And on a miss, you stand strong, clear a condition, clear 1 fatigue, or shift your balance, your choice. So that's one of those situations where it's more likely that you are going to, like, you're always more likely to miss. So you stand strong, and you're able to, you know, deny what they said. A quick two more. You can resist shifting your balance, and you can also lose your balance. You lose your balance if you go over that +3, and something happens based on, like, it's up to me, basically, based on whatever your principles are. You can also resist shifting your balance. So you can resist an NPC trying to shift your balance. On a hit, you maintain your current balance in spite of their words or deeds. On a 10+, you choose 2 of the following options. And on this, you know what they say. You know what they said was just to throw you off balance, and it doesn't work. So balance moves. Read up on those. If you guys ever feel like you need to kind of change what an NPC is saying, based on what you think their principles might be, that's something you can do. Or against each other. If someone's not doing something that you agree with, you want to try to move them around, you certainly can. So, all right, continuing on. Sorry, lots of asides as we learn the game. But yeah, so you guys got this information. You kind of know where you need to go. You could continue to talk to Whispering Willow, maybe try to get some more information about what's going on, or you could move on.
Why is this amulet so important?
She goes,
Good question.
oh, you don't know of the Whisper Stone?
I'm from out of town, you could say.
Ah, okay. So the
Okay.
Whisper Stone,
My girlfriend's Canadian.
the Whisper Stone is, it's just a rumor. Not sure if I believe it myself, but it is a rumor.
The amulet is a
rumored-
rumor?
No, it's rumored to contain a fragment of an ancient spirit, giving it an ability where you can whisper into it and send that
Sure.
whisper across great distances. Perfect for sending messages in a spy network.
You're just
So-
like calling home if you're feeling homesick for whatever reason.
No. Information.
Yeah, right.
Information is the most valuable. Imagine everyone having a Whisper Stone and being able to talk to each other over infinite distances. Wouldn't that just be grand?
There's only one.
Sounds like a world
That we
where
found.
we'd lose touch of the moment.
That may be.
We might be dragged into an online reality.
What do you mean online?
From
I
On
don't
what
know.
line?
The Whisperstone.
What?
Never mind.
we
Regardless of
explained
what
the
it does, I see value in it. Bring it to me.
All right.
And what is
Um,
it we're getting for this fetch quest? Did I miss that part?
We are getting like whenever
More
we
information on the group that
complete it,
attacked
yeah,
you.
we'll get information that will help us either get out of the city without being followed, or basically something that will help us get the heat off of us. So, I'm good to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think
we're going-
everything else that I would ask would be something that we will have to like be there to answer. So.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys... I don't want to... Anybody else want to ask anything before I move you along?
I'm good.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
So, do you guys want to do anything else again before you? It's pretty late now. It's almost like 9, maybe 10 o'clock by the time you guys get out of the shop. So it's getting pretty dark in the city. Is there anything else that you think you would want to do as you travel? Now, remember, you're in the upper ring now, so you're gonna have to travel through the middle ring and all the way down to the lower ring. So you could potentially find a place to stay the night, or if you think it'd be better to travel through the night, you could. You got some options here, but
Yeah.
you do know where you're going more or less. It's kind of a known thing where these larger, maybe not skyscraper, maybe isn't the best word, but these larger, taller buildings are in
Yeah.
the lower ring.
I would assume I know of a place to crash that is somewhat near this place.
In the upper ring, it
No,
might be.
in the lower ring.
Oh, in the lower
like,
ring.
near
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
place
If you want to
where
go all the way to the lower ring and then find a place to crash there. Yeah, you probably could. You could probably even go to where you stay, to be honest. If that's, something
Yeah,
you would
I
want to
mean-
do. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
you
don't-
live down there and you haven't been seen, like you were seen at Boke's shop, so you haven't necessarily been
Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with
having a sleepover.
taking people to my place. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so yeah.
I didn't know if it would be, if that's actually, if it would be close to that, because, while it still is in the lower ring, Bossing Say is fucking massive, so
Yeah.
I could be on the other side of the ring, but
Cool. Yeah, so you guys start heading back out, kind of go the same way you went before. There's a pretty defined way through the rings, so you end up heading back out. You get out of the upper ring and you're walking along, and all of a sudden, what sounds almost like that same guard from before, kind of with a deep voice yells, "We got that warrant! And we knew we recognized you. Stop there!" It's like 4 or 5 guards just kind of jump out in front of you with their equivalent of restraints. They're not metal restraints because they can't metal bend. I mean, I guess they could be metal restraints and they just don't bend them. But they look like they're trying to restrain you, and they don't look like they want to stop necessarily. So this isn't actually, like, we're not necessarily going to resolve this as a normal full-on combat. But we're gonna go through and see how you guys would assess this situation now, given your basic moves. So you could still use your techniques if you want, but you're gonna be rely on your skills and training if you do want to start bending. Remember, it's pretty late at night. You're on the edge of the you're the middle ring, but you just got out of the upper ring. so there's not a lot of people kind of crowding around right here. So it's pretty much just you four and these there are 5 guards that are there trying to stop you. What do you think you would try to do to get them off your trail this time, or get them to stop, or
Do they have the warrant in their hand?
Yeah, the first guy, like when he yelled that, like holds it out in
Is
the
it
air.
Only one sheet of paper.
It's like a scroll almost, like the kind that they would. I mean, that's what
Okay.
like they put like official stuff on. So
But it's only one scroll.
yeah, it's just they don't like make copies
I
of the
would-
warrant or anything.
I would like to put my hands in my pocket and push my luck and keep walking and whistling.
Okay. Go ahead, give me push your luck.
12, baby.
Oh my god. Okay, so you start doing that, and they kind of look at you, and they go, "Hey, you." And they just kind of like they don't even like they're so like dumbfounded they don't even know what to do, and they're like, "The rest of you are coming with us," and then they just let you go.
Okay. I would like to make my way to my ice shop.
Okay, so you just kind of leave the rest of the group to deal with whatever happens and head towards your
Yep.
shop. All right. So yeah, you continue in the direction of your shop, which is same general direction that everyone was going to start with. But what else do you guys want to do?
I do use suction to pull the warrant out of that guy's hand
Okay.
and to me.
Okay. Give me a rely on your skills and training.
Okay. Track die. Sweet 2 5s. That is an 11.
Okay.
Nice.
So an 11 is a hit. And yeah, so you're able to grab the warrant, and it just kind of flies towards you, and you're able to grab it. So that's kind of the not necessarily end of your turn, but like that's the end of the thing that you can do. That's your move. So now you have the warrant in your hand. What does everybody else do here? The guy, after he does it, he's like, "Wait a minute! I knew we were right." And they they kind of
Hey.
start going towards you.
Intimidate them by burning the warrant with my firebending.
Yeah, sure, try.
Okay. So I'm going to say, what warrant? Only got a 9 this time on intimidate.
Okay, so that's still a hit, but you don't get to choose what happens.
So I say what warrant, and then I strike a pose, and then like blow fire onto the fragile paper.
Okay, so they are going to attack, but they
my
are
God.
off balance.
Oh my god.
So they're like, "Ah, damn it!" And they they start coming towards you. So they are say, "Fuck the warrant." It's nighttime. There's not a lot of people around, and they are going for it. But I do have to mark them a condition. So they are angry is their condition. So there, let me read what angry does again. I know how to get rid of angry, but I'd have to remember what angry does. So give me a second while I find that. Let's see. Conditions.
This is like aliens playing a game about humans. Like, so he's angry. Now I know I can get angry out of him, but what happens when he...
Statuses. We don't want statuses, we want conditions. It's gotta be the one above statuses, right? Oh, fucker.
Let it be known that we did not strike first.
I mean, you didn't physically strike first.
Nope.
I should have had this up. I thought it was on my sheet. Oh, actually, I bet it's in my here. Balance moves, basic moves, combat exchanges. Oh, conditions. Angry. So it's they're that's to clear it. I don't know. I guess conditions don't have effects. They're just for role playing, but there's a way to clear the conditions. So for them to stop being angry, they need to break something important or lash out at a friend. So maybe they're angry, and the guy in the front, the guard in the front, turns around. He's like, to the other guards. He's like, "You idiots! Why'd you let them take that?" And he kind of pushes two of them back, like he's pissed at them, like pushes them to the ground. Okay. It is Zhaobao. You haven't done anything yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to use my earth armor.
Okay.
What's defended maneuver.
So yeah, you're just kind of like flavor using that technique. So if you want it to do something, since we're not in an actual combat, so the way they kind of describe it is there's no reason to go into actual combat if there's really no chance that you lose. Like these are just normal guards, and you guys are pretty adept benders, so there's no real way that you're going to quote unquote like die and lose this fight.
Right.
But it's still how do you get out of the situation. So you're going to rely on your skills and training to maybe armor up, and you would still roll with that.
Would
Actually,
could
I should have some combat.
If I'm wanting to do it in an attempt to intimidate them, like
okay,
be like,
yeah,
"Oh,
go ahead.
shit,
You can roll
I don't wanna
intimidate.
fuck with this guy."
Yeah, I like that.
Let's see. What was the intimidate roll with? Was it passion? I think.
Intimidate is rolled with passion. Yes, sir.
And my passion is.
I looked up Avatar Airbender combat music, and all of them are just like Agni Kai. That's what you wanted, right?
That's
Yes.
exactly what I wanted. Okay. 8 plus 1. I got a 9 on intimidate.
Okay. So on intimidate, it means I get to pick what's going on. What was that sound? Where did I just hear that?
Oh, I heard it too, though.
Okay. Oh, I
What
think.
was the sound?
Did you just leave the activity?
It was me joining the activity.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so yeah, you intimidate. Okay, so they're intimidated again, and so you like armor up. So here, kind of to put everything into perspective, Boke just keeps walking, just puts his hands in his pockets, keeps whistling, and they're just like dumbfounded. They don't even know what to do. They're so ready to fight. So they let him go, and then Mungo pulls the warrant into his hands. Sheeran burns it in an intimidating way. That pisses them off, and they start coming at you. And then you just like reach into the ground and just completely armor yourself. And they just look at you, and they're just like, "Damn it!" And they just turn around and dip. They just fucking run.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, "We'll remember you. Get out of Bossing Say."
That's
And they
funny
did.
because I'm not gonna remember you, bitch.
The fuck you say to me? And lightning comes. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. The
They're
eyes,
coming.
all of their eyes start glowing white, like they all 5 entered the Avatar state. The craziest shit you ever seen. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Perfect. So you guys cleared that interaction. And so yeah, do you do anything else? You continue on? You like catch up to Boke, or kind of what do you do with him? He just kind of kept walking
Just
on you.
dipped. Yeah. Yeah, I would want to go and find Bulk, make sure that, we didn't like make him mad or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine like you were.
Sorry, we're
It,
getting you
it,
involved.
it didn't take like that all happened in a couple of seconds, so you could still see him, so you can like run and catch up to him if you need to.
I would be giving him a little bit of side eye.
That's fair. He did just ditch.
I am looking straight forward. Not to the side at all.
Okay.
How'd that turn out, friends?
We burned the warrant, and they didn't have anything to do after that, and so then they just left.
Oh,
Wasn't much of anything really.
good for you guys. just played it cool like me. And as I say, played it cool, I summoned a bit of ice in my hand.
Oh, dude, I could use some ice right now. It's hot as fuck in here. Okay, so yeah, you guys continue kind of walking on. Boke, did you need to go to your shop for something? You said you were going to your shop. Are you still trying to head to your shop, or are you kind of following along with the group towards where?
I'll go along with the group then.
Okay.
No, that was just the safe place to go to.
Yeah,
during
yeah, for
combat.
sure. Okay, so yeah, you guys continue through and pretty much safely make it through. It's later, so most of the activities kind of died down. You're not getting a lot of side eye. You end up making it into the lower ring, and you see a little bit more activity in the lower ring, but it doesn't seem like it's mostly just people hanging out. There's more like homeless, like people that don't seem like they have anywhere to stay that are in the lower ring. But you end up making your way to where Zaobao lives. Zaobao, you want to kind of describe your living quarters or where you think your character would be staying or living?
I will, but as something to help you out, I did find this as far as what conditions do to users. It's in the like our
Oh,
character sheet. I put it
Okay,
on rule
nice.
benders.
Oh yeah, I see it there. Look at that.
So Zaobao's apartment is really small, and it's a little dingy, but it's best that he can afford it at the time. He's making do with what he's got. But he does try to keep it at least mostly clean. It's a little bit cluttered, but it's mostly because there's not like he doesn't really have shelves to put stuff on, so he keeps it as organized as he can by folding his clothes and putting it on the floor and stuff like that. Kitchen is spotless. He keeps it as clean as he can, but very small. It basically is very close to just like a studio apartment.
Okay. Nice. So you guys all go in there, kind of rest for the evening. I don't know if anybody's got like an evening routine. I assume there's not there's not enough beds or couches for everyone to stay on, so people are kind of taking floors and pillows and that sort of things. It's not like the greatest night's sleep ever, but kind of rest through the evening. Anybody?
Yeah. I meditate on a cushion in the corner.
Okay.
And as I do, I gradually start to lift into the middle of the room.
Hell yeah. Everybody
So I was
else just.
like, the fuck is that?
Does he normally do that?
With like
Yeah, my
two-
my eyes are just rolled into the back of my head.
sit
Shit, he's
in there.
possessed.
I would like to gesture
this is
towards
what you
Cheerin and say, "Now, friend, we have time to discuss the nature of your niece's and soon-to-be nephew's backstory."
Indeed, we do. But yet, I am so tired. It has been a long day. I must rest. Perhaps
insist.
tomorrow.
I insist.
What is your? Okay, hold on. This could be a thing. What is Cheerin's action versus forgiveness? No, it's not really a balanced situation here.
I forgive you. Good night.
Versus what's Bogue's? Results versus restraint. Yeah, not really a. If you had something more along the lines of like trust or something like that, like maybe it could be you guys could do a balance roll there, but not really something to force that story out. So yeah, if you guys sleep through the evening and get up and you're ready to head on down to the Whispering Willow, she called it. What did she call it? No, I'm forgetting. The lair or hideout. She mentioned the name Silk Fang. Yeah, so you guys continue to head that way. Or do you have anything else you want to do before getting down there? I imagine it's not terribly far, but it's maybe like a good 45-minute walk. The lower ring's a pretty good sized area, kind of around.
Only thing that I can really think of would be scoping, like trying to scope it out a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so when you guys get there, you don't have to immediately like go up. You can kind of stay to the side. So I'll go ahead and put you on this next map here. So this is kind of what you're looking at. Not fancy by any means, but bigger, more run down. You don't see it in this picture, but there's clearly activity there. So yeah, if you guys want to stay farther back and try to watch what's going on, you could try to maybe get some more information about what's going on there. I would say that you could assess the situation. If you think that your character would be good at it, like gaining information, you can maybe rely on your skills and training. Or if you wanted to try to get closer to gain more valuable information, you could potentially push your luck. All of those would probably be pretty valid options to gain some more information if you wanted to.
I think someone who is a little more creative would probably be best to assess the situation.
I agree.
I would attempt to rely on my skills and training to maybe look for ways in that would be easier for us, whether that be alerting fewer people or maybe a secret way.
Okay.
I would like to test the front door and put my hands in my pockets and start whistling if the door is unlocked and walk in.
Okay, you're gonna try to push your luck again?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, one of these times you guys are gonna fail a fucking roll.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then it's cyclone time.
Okay, this time I got a 14 because I got 2 6s and a +2 on the passion.
Holy fuck. Okay, so yeah, you see that there are other people that are walking around that seem like maybe they live here. And I imagine you kind of maybe rough yourself up a little bit, throw some dirt on your outfit, kind of maybe like ruffle up your hair a little bit, and just walk over, whistling, blending in, and kind of push on. Maybe it's like even like you kind of walk up these stairs here, up to a door that's like right here, and it's unlocked, and you just walk in, and you see it's just inside. I guess I didn't mention. There's like a couple figures walking out front here that are wearing similar outfits, and then when you're walking up, you kind of notice them like on all of the different railings and like all the different entrances that you can see just normally walking up. You see a couple of these shady figures standing there, and let me read you. Oh no, I did it again, guys. I dropped a coin and I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Got it. We're good. No Twilight Zone in this house. They're just wearing like these dark, almost form-fitting clothing, and their face are obscured by different shaped masks. But you're able to just walk right by them again. But let me give you some character art for what these guys look like. I need to send this layer as the map so I can move these guys around. Everybody can see those okay? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So these kind of guys are just kind of scattered around entrances and doorways and that sort of thing, but
some of them look like doctors. You can trust them.
If anybody can find the character art that I used to create these characters with AI art, like what I used like this, I'll give you a bottle cap.
It's like Amon?
Looks like Amon, yeah.
I think Brendan technically said it first. Yeah, Amon's got his hand up in all of his pictures. So they ended up having their hand up when I made them.
One of them has only 4 fingers.
That's true.
To
Yeah.
be fair, it kind of looks like he lost his finger in a tragic way.
That's fair.
It actually works a little bit in that case. Yeah. Anyway, these Amon wannabes. But yeah, you kind of walk by them,
Monopia.
Boke, and they don't do anything, and you're able to enter inside. So we'll come back to your character and kind of what you see and everything here in a little bit. We'll see what the rest of the gang wants to do. What are you guys thinking? Old Boke just kind of left you again. Just
We
whistled
have
and
a
walked
man
in.
on the inside.
Yeah.
We
But
should
no-
wait and see what he is able to uncover.
But no Whisperstone amulets.
I-
You can't talk to him.
I rolled an 11 on the skills and training.
Okay.
Um,
What were you wanting to do? What were you trying to do with that?
Well,
Gain
I was
information,
I was
attack.
wanting to gain information, but after watching Boke walk in there, I would like to know what unexpected consequences might come from that.
From him walking in like that?
Yeah, like him just in there.
Well, the unexpected consequences are that once, well, you won't necessarily know this, but this is it. There's not like a normal casual people walking inside of the building, so the whistling
I
and
guess-
trying to blend in isn't necessarily going to work once you're inside the building. It's
I
good
guess
for
what
getting
I-
inside, but once he's
What I was
inside,
more meaning of, is that something that could potentially, like, screw up this entire thing, or could it just fuck up Boke?
no, you don't think so. It's probably gonna fuck up Boke, or it could fuck up Boke if he ends up running into more of these guards by himself.
Running out of the luck that he's been pushing.
Yeah, exactly. So that something like that could happen.
Okay.
But not necessarily like the act of him just going inside isn't gonna ruin any plans or anything. Like he kind of acted like he belonged and got inside, but now that he's inside, it'll be pretty clear that he doesn't belong. So
Well, he's got the front door. I think I'm gonna check out back to see if there's another entrance,
okay.
and then I fly straight up and then over to kind of like that top
Okay.
area.
I never
what do you
get
think?
tired of watching him do that.
What are you thinking there? You think you're pushing your luck flying in the daytime like that? Or are you trying to assess the situation, or
I'm trying to assess because I'm trying to find
Okay.
find where it is.
Okay.
Um,
So that's going to be a creativity roll.
all right, that's a 7.
Okay, 7. You get to ask one question.
Okay.
What here can I use to blank? Who or what is the
I know my
biggest?
question.
Okay. Okay.
Where is the alternate entrance to this
So like,
place?
what's the best way in?
Yes,
yeah.
it's not just the front door.
Yeah. So you see out back, it looks like there is a door almost similar to the front, but there is guards, not necessarily standing at this door, but they're kind of patrolling back and forth around the whole back. It's almost like they don't have quite enough guards to just stand at every door, so they just have some kind of circling around out back. So that's probably your best chance at getting in, is trying to time it and sneak by those guards and getting into that back door.
Okay. I flash my mirror at the rest of the group,
Okay.
indicating that there are in fact 2 guards over by where I am.
You guys got some
Using-
intricate mirror symbol. Maybe that's what you
Yeah.
practiced last night.
No,
In your
yeah, this
downtime.
is something that I've brought from the Western Air Temple. This is just how we communicate flying around. It's with the sun and mirrors.
Okay, cool. I'm into it. So you kind of signal to the rest of everyone that it's probably the best way to get in is through the back. Boke's already inside. Mungo's already back there. Cheering and Zaobao, what do you think you guys are doing?
This is quite a predicament.
Yeah, it is. I think I would probably go around the back, because I feel like that would probably give us the best chance to potentially save Boke if he ends up needing it.
Okay. So yeah, you can move around back freely. There's not necessarily a roll. Like you can kind of get to where Mungo is without being spotted or anything like that. So yeah, if you want to head back there, that's fine. Cheering.
So we don't have to roll if we just go in the back?
Not into the back door. You're like going around to where Mungo is. Like you guys haven't tried to make it inside yet necessarily.
So what would it be to make it inside?
So if you want to move around, you guys want to try to make it inside. It's either going to be relying on your skills and training. If you think that your character would have that skill to be able to get by and kind of time that, or you'd probably be pushing your luck.
Okay.
You guys also there's the if somebody's not feeling super lucky, there's also the help basic move where you can try to do the celery in the ass thing from a Gruber and try to help with help an action. You end up marking a fatigue, but you give them a +1 to their roll. You can't do that during combat or anything like that, but that is something that you can do. So.
All right. I am going to push my luck. And I'm going to try the old man who has lost gambit.
Okay.
That works.
I do not know the way to my nephew's wedding, my niece's wedding. And that will be a 12 for my luck.
Wow, you guys are not missing at all, ever. No one's rolled a 6. So on a 10+, your boldness pays off. So you go up to the guards, and are you asking them, is that what you were saying? You want to ask them where their wedding is?
It's like, I'm just going to walk in, pretend like I'm lost, like if anybody stops me, I'm just like, oh, I'm just on my way to my niece's wedding. But, if nobody stops me, then I'm just going to walk in.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of look like a wandering old man, maybe like you kind of almost blend in with like the kind of the hermits and the lower ring people that are kind of in the general area.
I was lucky there were so many hermits here.
Yeah, exactly. And you're able to pass in. They don't you get the timing just right that the guards don't stop you. But so you have now made it inside as well, along
Is he
with
standing next to Boke?
No, you guys are on the complete opposite side of the building.
Oh.
They went on
Oh.
you went in the front door. You just whistled your way into the front door, but they knew that they weren't going to be able to get by those guards, so they flew to the back. So you guys are separate.
Not fly.
Well, Mungo flew, and then you guys followed, but on the ground.
Perhaps.
All right, so Cheeran's made his way in. He's on the other side of the building, which is just a bunch. Like you can see from the picture, it's just a bunch of smaller buildings put together. It looks like so. There's it's a lot of hallways and intricate rooms and that sort of thing. So, but okay, Mungo or Zhaobao, what do you guys think you're doing to try to get in the building?
Trying to think what would be the best, or like what would be most fitting. I guess I'll do the rely on skills and
Skills and
training.
Okay. You gonna try to use that to sneak your way in, or are you gonna try to
Yeah.
use that to earthbend a pillar and fly up in or something?
Let me get a little clarification.
Yeah.
Did Sheeran went in on the ground floor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He walked in into just a back door that was on the ground level. Timed it going right in between some guards. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna try to do that with in a sneaky way.
Okay.
Or did Mungo go up top?
Mungo is
or-
hanging out by you. Yeah, he flagged you guys down and waited for you, so he's still.
Okay, so he's down there with me. Okay, then yeah, I'll just try to kind of sneak in.
Okay.
And I can
Almost.
distract the guards with something, just get them to turn their heads at least.
Yeah, you got the airbending that's pretty
Yeah, it's pretty sneaky.
not visible. So yeah, if you wanted to roll a help, you could. And it's actually you don't roll a help, you just mark a fatigue, and then Justin would get a +1 to his roll.
Oh, okay. How many fatigue do I have? I have 5. Oh, that's plenty.
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, what do you think you're doing with your airbending to kind of help distract if you're using your airbending?
Yeah, so like we're by this building, and I imagine there's just two guards there in front of the door, and so I'll throw down a couple coins, and make a little cyclone, like a little 3 foot tall cyclone with the coins,
Okay.
and make them just kind of spin on the ground, off to the side of the guards, just to kind of attract their eye.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they kind of seem distracted by these flying coins. So go ahead and take that roll of +1 there, Justin.
Okay. And then have a +2 to focus. Okay. I got an 8 on this one.
Okay. So you do it, but you just barely get by. So when you do it, like the door behind you, like that you kind of go through, kind of hits a little hard. And so the guards snap and turn, and they start walking towards the door.
Yeah,
but
pulling
you're
the
inside.
coins, back to me afterwards probably wasn't
Okay.
the best choice, but yeah. those are
But
my
yeah,
only
so
2 coins.
you get in, but they seem to be walking towards the door, like they heard something and are gonna go check it out. But before you don't realize it, the door just kind of hit hard, so you can't see outside necessarily to know that it happened. You might assume that it's happening because the door, kind of closed louder. But Mungo sees it happening, so Mungo's got the opportunity to maybe do something here, to stop that, or whatever it might be. So Mungo, you are the last one that is outside.
Whenever I go, I was gonna still try to get into the side of the room where I'm not in direct view, but
Yeah, you could say that, like, once you got in, you're trying to find a place to hide. That might help here.
Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and move all the way over to the front door.
Okay.
Because the back door seems to be a bit hot right now with the guards. And
Okay, so
I
you see those guards
reposition.
almost walking in, and just decide to fly away, not necessarily do anything there, but try to fly back to the front.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're trying to go in the front door, it's going to be pretty tough, just because there are, like, if you try to go in the same door that Boke went into, it's going to be kind of tough because there are two of these shadowy figures just standing at that front door. But I will say, and I want to play your character for you, you can fly. So, like, theoretically, you could go into any place in this building. Still
Yeah,
gonna
I
have to
was
make a
thinking
roll for it because
a
it's
window or
it's middle of the
something.
day, so people might be seeing you.
Yeah.
So
I
I
guess
probably say
maybe
it's push your
into-
luck or rely on your skills, probably.
Yeah,
but
I'm
probably
gonna
push
push
your
my
luck.
luck maybe.
Yeah.
And just like go into the bushes and then crawl through a window and then just go in from the top.
Okay.
Of the building.
You're gonna go in through the very top.
I
I don't care. I
know,
just want to
wherever
make
these
sure.
windows are. Yeah, I just see these two windows pretty much up
Okay.
here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like,
They
you
seem
could
to
come
be
in
open.
here. You could come into any one of these buildings here. I will say, like, you guys were talking about it, and you would know this. I should have said it earlier, so it doesn't seem like I'm trying to save you. You assume that whoever this Silk Fang is king of the castle, probably near the top of the building. So.
Yeah, I said top first, so I'll do top.
Okay, that works. Go ahead and push your luck.
Okay. And that's with passion. So, okay. That is an 8.
Okay, so on an 8, you get in, but you barely scrape by. So you, as you're flying in, the guards that are kind of on the edge, they have bows and they're kind of watching people. They aren't quite sure what they see, but they definitely see something fly into the top. So they turn around and start walking in. So you could kind of assume that maybe there's some guards quickly heading to the top of the building. But because you passed, you were able to get into the top floor unnoticed from people in the inside. So let me start back with Boke and kind of tell you guys what you all would see once you entered. So Boke, he first walked in, just kind of whistled in. You just see a long hallway with a bunch of doors and what it looks like at the end of the hallway, a set of stairs up. You don't necessarily hear anybody or see anybody right now. But you can assume that there's probably people in this building, but you haven't seen anybody yet necessarily. So is there's something you would want to do? You guys, like I said, you guys kind of probably talked about it the night before and know that. Oh my God, is this the song?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we
no.
change the song?
Jesus. Okay, yeah, that's rough. I mean, not rough. It's great, but
It's sad.
it is sad.
Brutal.
It's just like, oh my God, do I hear Iro? Yeah, so you guys would all know that you assume that this person in this amulet is probably near the top of the building.
We have amulet sense.
Well, you guys talked about it. You just know that Silk Fang is probably going to be at the top because that's the most strategic position.
Chirin is like just standing next to me right now, right?
No.
Like, oh
Wait.
yeah, he walked in through the back door.
Yeah,
not the front
Chirin's
door.
through the back. Chirin
door.
is with Zhao Bao
Except me.
at the back. Mungo's at the top, and you're at the front.
Can I sense where the other two were at?
Probably not. I mean, you walked in way before everybody else. You probably don't really know where everybody is.
Yeah, I don't. And waterbenders don't really have, like, some earthbenders have
like a seismic sense type
a
thing.
seismic sense where they can kind of
Yeah.
tell where people are based off of movement, but
You wouldn't
waterbenders
know,
don't
but you
really
would
have anything like that.
you would have decent assumptions that they probably are trying to make their way in somewhere on the ground floor too.
I would like
So-
to make my way up the stairs, continuing to keep my hands in my pockets, and if I ever see one of the suspicious-looking people, I whistle.
Okay.
Nonchalant.
Go ahead and give me another push your luck roll. Let's see how.
Actually,
Okay.
are there any ladders nearby?
You don't see any ladders per se. There's like sets of stairs inside.
No ladders.
You might. No, I really don't think there would be any ladders necessarily. Just kind of random sets of stairs. It's a very unorganized building with lots of different floors and rooms and lots of randomly placed sets of stairs going to other rooms. But yeah, you don't really see any ladders per se.
Okay, well, there's
It
no
does. Like, I will say, you and only really you would sense it. It does feel like there's more. Like the whole thing, like it's more humid in this build. Like it's more. There's more water here than normal, and kind of as you're moving up the floors, it's getting colder.
It's difficult to breathe in here.
I'd like to continue to make my way up the stairs with my other plan that I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
I have a GM question.
Okay.
How soon is Sozin's Comet going to be here?
Go ahead and push your. No, I'm kidding.
10,000 years?
Yeah,
There you go.
give or take. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit. At least as long as this campaign takes plus 1 day. So
Gotcha.
now it's a full moon all the time. Now we play.
So I am getting stronger. Okay.
Always getting
When is-
stronger, you know.
When is the next full moon?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good question. It was the farthest phase from a new moon last night, actually, or a full moon.
farthest
excuse me,
phase from a
excuse
new
me,
moon?
excuse
Okay.
me, excuse me. Full moon.
Farthest
new moon.
phase from a new moon
Would be a full moon.
moon.
Yeah, this was actually a full moon last night, and you didn't utilize it at all. So sucks to suck, nerd. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a mechanic.
So
in this
How
game
many
that-
people would you say are the moon right now?
There's at least 3 people that are moon status.
Okay.
Did you hear me there?
No, I did not. Would you roll? Sorry.
You want me to roll for pushing my luck?
Yeah, if you're gonna, if you're not necessarily relying on your skill, like the 2 things here, I guess you could assess the situation.
My luck is at an all-time high, and I rolled a 13. So
Jesus
suck it.
Christ. Okay, yeah, you continue to walk through. You haven't seen any guards, so you've heard guards in like adjacent rooms a few times, but you've just kind of continued to walk around like you belong. Again, if someone saw you, they would probably stop you, but you, again, have just pushed your luck, and no one has even seemed to notice you yet. Like, they haven't, not that they haven't noticed you, they haven't seen you. Like, you haven't crossed eyes with them. So yeah, if you continue on, you probably get about you're about probably halfway up through the floors now. Is how far you got with that roll. So let's move over to who moved next. It was Chirin, I think, moved next. So Chirin and you guys could kind of talk together here because you're together. So Chirin and Zaobao both made it inside. Zaobao, but the door slammed, and Chirin heard that too. Like the door was louder than it was maybe supposed to be. And Zaobao has just entered the room. What do you guys think you would do here?
I would like to try to bar the door some way.
Okay.
Or maybe
So-
lock it.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an assess a situation. And then you can ask the question, what here can I use to bar the door?
Cool.
It wouldn't be hard to bar the door. You just got to find something to be able to do it.
And I'm on creativity. So that's
Yep.
plus
He's an
3.
earthbender. He
I
always
did-
has something to bar the door.
I did get a 7 on it.
Okay. So yeah, you can ask the question, what here can I use to bar the door? If that's what you want to ask. I don't want to ask it for you if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got lucky on it because the first die I rolled was a 1. So.
Nice.
I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna fail this, aren't I? Yeah. What can I use to bar the door?
Yeah. So you're like the room right next to you. Like you open it, you look inside real quick, and it's completely bare. And then you're just like, wait. And you walk out, and you just send like a pillar of rock up and bar the door with your earthbending.
Then yeah, I would go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Um,
So as soon as you're done doing that, you hear the guards come and try to open the door, and they're jiggling it and trying to push it down, and then you just hear them start yelling outside like, "Someone's inside! Someone's inside!" And you kind of hear like the whole building kind of wakes up a little bit. Like you kind of hear movement inside. You hear people like outside on the floors above you, kind of running
I
around.
was like, fuck.
So yeah, Chirin, what do you think you would do? You would see him kind of, pillar this door closed, and then it rattle a bunch, and then the building kind of wakes up a little bit.
This is not going well. Perhaps we should have thought this through.
Yeah.
They're all
would've been
going to
nice.
die in here. No, I don't know. Is there something that I can do to help the situation? I mean,
Really, at this point, you would think that,
go away.
yeah, the
There's
best thing to
no
do
need.
is to try to move through the building quickly, try to get to where you're going, but you probably don't want to run into these guys in like close quarters. Is probably what you would be thinking.
There's
But it
not.
kinda-
There's not like a move quickly. Like there's nothing I can do to.
Well, I mean, you would either I would say you would rely on your skills and training to quickly maneuver your way through the building, or you could assess the
Possibly.
situation and ask the question, "What's my best way up?" Try to find the clearest path. Kind of look around, try to figure out what's going on. What do I think is the clearest path to get where I'm going? Would also
Thinking quickly is not my strong suit. Okay, I will attempt to assess my situation. Oh, I rolled well.
Of course, you guys. 50-50 chance you'll roll under a 6. I guess with your pluses, that's a little bit lower.
Okay, it's
but-
creativity. Yeah, I was gonna say I got a 0 for creativity, but I rolled a 10.
Nice.
Alright.
Okay, you get to ask 2 questions and get a +1 on your next action to act on the said thing. So, you have those questions.
Okay.
Let me read them to you.
What? Question
I
for
definitely
you,
do want-
Austin.
Yeah, go ahead.
The tick plus
is not one of
one
my questions.
ongoing when acting on the answers. That's a separate sentence than the ask 2. So could the +1 also go on if you just get one question?
No, I don't think so. I think the whole second part is because that's like a critical hit, so you only get the question. Yeah, I see what you're saying,
Okay.
but no, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
it's not worded very well, so I wanted.
Yeah,
to,
it's
It
yeah,
could be
I
more
wanted to
clear.
at least check.
yeah, no, it's a good question.
This is just a sheet that somebody made, so there's probably more definition in the rules somewhere.
This is the core rulebook.
This is not the. This is not a. Okay.
Yeah,
I
this
thought
is
this
the
was
end of
like a-
this is the end of the core rulebook. I saved separate pages out of it, but yeah, this is at the end of
Gotcha.
the core rulebook. It's
Well, I
called
just
Play
mean there's there's probably a part where they go into more detail. on what
yeah.
each of
So
those
yeah, I
things are.
guess that's it's basic.
But it's not
moves.
important right now. But like
No,
for
it's
next
not.
time.
Yeah.
So
Page 127,
my
if anyone
first
cares. It's
question
a whole
is,
page over assess the situation.
what is my best way in, or what is my best way to the top or the room that we're going to?
Yeah. So you
What is my best
kind of look around and feel around, and you've been maybe in buildings similar to something like this before. So you think that you know the fastest route, like you know that you need to make it to the end of this hallway, and then there's probably a set of stairs that continues up for a better part of the building. So you think that that's probably your fastest way up.
Okay.
So now you know what the fastest way up is. Now you can ask another question too.
Is there a way that we can get there while not attracting attention?
So you think I could probably hide in this room for a couple minutes, and then everyone from the outside will be inside, and you could make your way outside, like walk back outside and start climbing up the side of the building. And with all the guards inside, that may draw less attention.
Can I ask for a question for like the situation? Because I have a thought.
Sure.
Are there any spare uniforms in here?
Yeah, you don't see any in this room. That first room was almost completely empty. It seems like these bottom floors almost like aren't being used by anything. Like they seem pretty barren. Like maybe most of the material and like the stuff that these people are doing is on the floors above you, more than likely. So yeah, you know what the fastest way up is, and now you probably know what the like sneakiest or like safest way up is potentially. So I would say if you're trying to run through the building where the guards are, like both of you, it'd probably be a push your luck. But if you're trying to get outside and maybe climb up the side of the building, or I don't know if you can fly with your fire or whatever, but maybe help you out a little bit, you can rely on your skills and training to try to get up through the building through the outside now.
Okay.
So you guys think on that while you're doing that, and then we'll jump over to Mungo.
All right.
So Mungo, you made
what
it
do I
in.
see?
Yeah, you made it in. Made a little bit of noise. Someone thinks they saw you.
I didn't make noise. They just saw me.
Well,
I'm the
yeah, I
wind.
think the door, like the window that you went through, maybe made some sound as it closed.
All right.
But no one inside seems to have noticed. So you're in. I imagine you came in like this very top, and maybe this,
Sure.
this whole area below it is like a big open room, like where this part of this building is. Building is.
Building
Jesus
is.
Christ. So you fly in there, and you just see what looks like a lot of people, like moving around and working. Most of them seem to be wearing this dark outfit, but they're moving some sort of material around. There's occasionally other people that aren't dressed like this that are like coming in and out. It just seems like there's a big bustle of activity going on, but they don't notice you. You're flying in the air. They don't normally look up for flying people. But down there, kind of not on a like a throne by any means, but sitting at a more prestigious seat, kind of at the front of the room, you see what you can only assume is the woman that you guys have been looking for, Silk Fang. And she's sitting there. She's got a blue outfit on, but like a green and like silver, like gray, like jacket over top of that. Shorter black hair. She's younger, and she's got this real stern and serious look to her face. And as you kind of observe a little bit more, it looks like she's got two like pools of water sitting next to like her throne, and there's some ice floating on top of them.
Ooh.
Like it's got like a layer of ice on top. And you do, I guess I didn't mention that. I mentioned it to Boke because he noticed it a lot earlier on. But when you're up at the top there, it's like you know that heat rises, so the top room should be like the hottest room, but it's cold. Like you can almost see your breath in this room.
Hmm.
And you're not sure if that's because of the material that they're moving or if it's something else going on.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to assess the situation, or
Yeah.
more just look for the amulet that
Okay.
we're here for.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me
So-
assess the situation and
Okay. Got 9.
9. Okay, so you get to ask one question. So
Okay.
you wouldn't be able to necessarily ask like,
Where's the amulet?
"Where's the amulet?" And I just have to, it's got to be one of those more
Alright.
more generic questions there. But
Where would be the best place to look in this room for the amulet?
So you wouldn't know for sure, but there are a bunch of boxes, not necessarily chests, but more like boxes, on like that side of the room where she's sitting.
Mm-hmm.
You would assume that there's some sort of valuable items in those boxes, but you couldn't say for sure. Every now and then, some of the people are coming and kind of moving them around, but there are some closer to her and like the kind of the pools of water that aren't being moved as much. And actually, I didn't do this, but I can. Let me pull you guys up a picture of the woman that's sitting there. As soon as it uploads, I guess it was a bigger file.
And then, are there any cloaks or any like dark materials or anything that I could hold up to me so that I might disguise myself in this room? Because I'm currently bright orange and yellow.
Yeah, floating in the sky.
wisp in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say there's probably an outfit lying around, or maybe even just like a, not a blanket, but like a sheet
Like
or
a
something
curtain.
that they would like throw over some of those boxes as they're moving them around. Maybe. I don't
Okay.
know why
Yeah, I just
this-
wrap myself in the darkest cloth that I can
Okay.
see.
It's gonna be push your luck because you were trying to. It's not windy in this room, but you're trying to make some wind happen that flies up something into the air. So that's kind of
Or
a.
I guess I could get down. I don't know, like intercept it, or it's still risky. It's still
Yeah,
it'd
how,
be
how
risky.
you do it is not as relevant as like you're doing it, so it's gonna be a push your luck. I don't know
Okay.
why. Give me 1 second. This image is not uploading in, so I'm gonna put it in Discord just for a second so you guys can see. So you can see she's kind of got the maybe the watery colors, but also some of like the Earth Kingdom colors going
Yeah.
for her. So
She could get it.
You mudbender. Stay back. The DM is making up shit, so we all lose.
God damn it! Why won't this?
It's all
load?
arbitrary.
He didn't
Alright.
even. He didn't even react. So
Nah,
I
was
heard you.
thinking-
I just wasn't sure what you were going for. Bloodbender? Is that what you
I knew
said?
it right. I said mudbender.
Oh,
Mud
He's got
Mudbender.
water. Just forget it.
God damn it! Why won't this image load? All right, what did you get, Dylan? I'm just gonna leave it
8.
in Discord for now. You guys can look. 8.
Yes.
Okay, so that actually doesn't like you. On a hit, you do it, but it costs you to scrap by. So on a 10 plus, it pays off and it works. But on a 8, so you get the cloak all the way up to you, but then you realize that it's like a lot smaller than you anticipated. Like you get it up and you thought it was a lot bigger. So it's like enough to like put over your head, but it's not enough to really completely cover you.
Cover up my colors.
Yeah, exactly. So you might be able to like cover up part of your pants or part of your shirt or anything. No one notices, but it's not really good enough to disguise you necessarily.
Okay.
So we'll come back to you. Let's jump back over to Boke. Boke, you have made your way halfway up the building. Starting to get cold. Guards are moving around everywhere, and you're just still whistling while you work. What would you like to continue to do here? Or what do you want to do here to maybe get the rest of the way up to where you can only assume is the lair where Mungo is? You don't know he's there, but you know he's there.
Do I still see stairs? Am I? Or
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
stairs not
You like from the outside, it doesn't seem like, it kind of seems like a jumbled mess, but you traveled up, 2 or 3 flights of stairs down. Kind of think you have the layout more or less down, so you know how to get up via the stairs now.
To navigate this domain.
Yeah.
I would like to continue up the stairs.
Okay. Continue to whistle while you work and push some more
Yes.
luck. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a +2, I'm not surprised that's what you're going for.
Oh no, this one's only an 8.
Okay. So an 8 means you still succeed, but as you're about to open what you can only assume is maybe the last door to the top floor, you hear guards on the other side, so you know that you can't open that door. So you're able to make your way almost all the way to the top, but then know that if you open this last door, there's going to be people right there. So you're probably going to have to do something different or end up backtracking. So you end up thinking what you want to do. You're almost all the way to the top here. Not quite where Mungo is, but you're right there. A hallway away, but a hallway that sounds like it's got some guards in it. Chirin, Zaobao, what did you guys think that you were going to... What you decide that you want to do here?
What is the
If
building
I-
made out of?
What's the building made out of?
Yeah, is it wood or is it?
It's wood and
brick?
stone. So yeah, you can see like the roofs and stuff like that are more like the building structure has got some wood in it, but like all the gray and stuff is more like an adobe, it's more stone.
Because I'd like to do a little shenanigans.
Okay, I like
some
shenanigans.
Shenaniganery.
Yeah.
I was thinking using earthbending, open up a hole in the ceiling
Okay.
and like kind of get us up there to the next floor,
Okay.
and then close the hole in the
And
the
just keep
floor.
trying to work your way up, just straight up by earthbending.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he
I
if
was
he
gonna say-
makes a way up, can I get us both there?
Yeah, so what I'm going to have you guys do, it's not really, I don't think there's a mechanic for it, but I'll have you guys both roll to kind of help succeed at this. So, Schmitty, you're definitely, well, actually, no. One of you needs to push your luck because you don't know if you're going to like earthbend into a room that has people in it, and then one of you is going to need to rely on your skills and training. So whether the person is relying on their skills and training to do the earthbending, or if they're doing like the listening, or actually even assess the situation. Like if you want to be the one to like listen and see if you hear anybody above you or around you before you do this, but some combination between the two of you to succeed on this.
I don't
And lem-
have great passion.
Well, I do.
Okay.
My
You
passion's
wanna-
+2, and my creativity's 0, and my focus is -1.
I have a +1 to focus.
Okay. So if you want to
was
use
like,
push
I'm
your
pushing my
luck
luck.
to like listen and maybe hope that you get lucky and can make it through these floors, great. And then Justin, if you want to rely on your skills and training to see how adeptly you can, open up the floor / ceiling above you and get through that and do that a few times to get to the top, that works for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking if we can, I want to rocket us up. Like if he's gonna open a hole, then he's got to he's got to be careful and he's got to be precise. And I'm just gonna shoot us, and I'm just gonna aim us straight for the top. Just rocket with fire all the way straight.
Wait,
up
so
to
you're
the
gonna go
top.
outside? I picture you guys being inside while you're doing this, like open up.
That's
Nope.
I'm saying open it up a hole,
And
and
up
yeah,
with
he
the
would
roof.
rocket us up through the hole.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're like, one of like the okay. So open up. You're not gonna walk back outside. You're gonna open up and then rocket out. Okay, that works. Cool.
So
Still-
he's making us a stone tube, and I'm shooting us out like a cannonball.
Okay. Yep. Same rules, but yeah, I like it.
All right.
That's a dope imagery.
Okay. Hopefully, dope imagery translates to a couple more. I got a 10.
Okay.
And
I think it's my worst roll
got-
tonight, but still.
10.
I also got a 10.
Okay, you guys do it. Like you
Okay.
do exactly what you said you're gonna do.
So he makes a stone chimney, and then I blast us out and just angle us straight towards the top of the building, and we just because I've got my one of my abilities that I chose, since I chose not to tell you guys earlier, is jet stepping. So it's the ability to
Nice.
fly with fire. So just
I'm sorry not here to see it.
Yep.
You'll have to tell me about it later.
Now my
So-
roll 20 just isn't.
So I guess the two of us are now at the top of the tower.
Yeah. So, were you guys trying to maybe make it to like a similar window to like where Mungo made it in? You guys did see Mungo fly in, like, cause you saw him flying around up top at the very least. I guess he was the last one in.
I went in last. So then
Yeah.
I
So you didn't see
know.
him go in through this window, but do you guys think you're going all the way to the top, like where that window is, or were you thinking you were gonna go a little lower, like kind of point on the map where you thought you were trying to go to?
Yeah, I mean, I was just shooting us to the top because you
Okay,
said that's where we needed to go.
That's fine.
And
Yeah.
the most direct way you said was on the outside of the tower. So technically, I would have gotten a +1 on that roll. I think to
Oh,
succeed.
because that was based on your assess the situation. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I refreshed my
So
roll
11.
20 and was able to.
Yeah, I just want us to get as high as we can. If we're all the way on the roof at the top of the tower and that's where we need to be, that's where we're going.
Cool.
I'm just kind of picturing, and then Sheeran overshoots, and then this is how we float down.
Nice. Cool. Okay.
They don't
So.
call me the orange rocket for nothing.
Okay. So you guys get to the top, and you like are at that window, and when you get up there, you see Mungo floating there with like a tablecloth, like half a tablecloth sized piece of like black fabric, and he's like trying to figure out where he wants to put it on himself.
Mungo, leave the tablecloth. We must go and get this amulet so that we can get a clue that will maybe vindicate us.
Okay. So you guys are all up there kind of together. Let's jump back real quick to Boke. Boke, what
the
do
right
you
way.
think that you kind of by yourself here at the top of some stairs? You hear guards on the other side of the door. How do you want to kind of go about this situation? You could do like an assess the situation, try to figure out your best way out. You know,
I'm
open the
going
door.
to wait until I hear commotion on the other side, assuming that this is the top of the tower.
Okay.
And that my patriots will be shortly following me there.
It's much colder, and you can almost hear the water flowing. Like I imagine you're at one end of the hallway. You hear a bunch of guards in this hallway, and at the end of that hallway is like a door into this room that I described earlier for Mungo. So, okay, the next bit here, you guys could probably guess what's going to end up happening. It is 10 o'clock now. Do you want to jump into this? People ready to be done? Do we want to start this potential combat here next week, or how's everybody feeling?
I say we finish it off with a good old fashioned combat.
Okay. Anybody, is that okay with everybody else? I don't want to push anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. All right. Brendan, I didn't wait for you, but I usually assume that you're down to go to the wee morning hours. So.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
So we'll jump back now. So Boke is essentially holding his action until he hears commotion in the room. So we'll jump back to Mungo, Chirin, and Xiaobao. They're not necessarily all having to act together, but you guys are all there together. Again, there's kind of like a bustling of guards down below. There's probably 5 or 6 of what you would assume are these same guards that you saw outside before, kind of hurrying around, almost look like they're looking for something. They're starting to like usher out the people that were working on whatever this product is, and then what you can only assume is a Silk Fang is kind of like sitting in that quote unquote not like a lower ring throne, surrounded by icy water and some more important looking boxes behind her. And Mungo's flying, and you guys are at the top of like it's like you're like a story and a half up in the air, like you're 30-40 feet in the air here. So not to say you guys didn't already fly around earlier, but you are pretty high up. So what do you think you would do here?
Well, Chirin has told me to do away with the disguise, so I'm assuming that his next steps will be a more direct one, and so I ready myself mentally and physically for that.
Okay.
that destiny. And toss the tablecloth as it was away into the wind.
Cool. All right. What about the rest of you guys?
Still waiting.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
having trouble deciding what I would do next.
So your choices are you
I'd
could
like
like
to
stay up
guide and
top and
comfort.
continue. You guys could like assess the situation from up top and see if there's anything that you want to learn. But at the end of the day, you're probably going to end up rolling a rely on your skills and training to safely make it down to the ground, and then something will probably progress after that. But you guys are really high up, and it's probably easier to rocket propel up than it is to safely land down on the ground with a rocket propellant hands or whatever. So I'm not going to let you just wave your hand and make it down safely. But there's an opportunity here before a combat starts to do something else. So
Could I help some of my teammates down while I'm flying, just to kind of like airbend them up as they're falling,
Yeah.
and kind of guide
yeah,
them
you could
with
say
me
that if you
flying next to them.
whenever what happens if you want to get down first and be down on the ground and then use airbending to help slow their fall, you could rely on your skills and
Yeah,
training. If you
I
do
kind of
that
imagine
well,
that- yeah, he was like rocketing up,
Yeah.
like from the building, and like got up to my level, and I'm all excited looking at him, like, "Holy shit, you're flying too! This is
Mhm.
great!" And then you start to fall, and it's like, "Oh shit, you're not flying. You're falling with style." And so I just go to help guide you kind of down, still with kind of a twinkle in my eye, excited about the situation.
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity for me to trick the opponents. I think I want to draw their attention away from wherever we're going to make an entrance, and make them look in the opposite direction by like creating like some fireworks or something. You know, like
catch something on
or-
fire in one corner and fly
Yeah,
down in the other or
exactly.
something. Okay.
Yeah, it was like the next building or something, like launch fire over there towards it, and so they all like look out the window, and then we come in the other side.
You're gonna
maybe
catch an innocent building on fire.
I mean, not necessarily catch it on
okay.
fire.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, sure.
But,
yeah. Go ahead.
just
Give
like the one direction, and then maybe like maybe Xiao Bao can just like open the wall on the other side, and we just walk in.
Yeah. So if you hit, you can they stumble, take a +1 forward to acting against them, and then you guys can all take a +1, basically to rely on your skills and training to get down, and then Mungo can still go down first even and use his airbending to slow your guys' fall, and can give you a +1 like that, so you could end up taking a pretty high. You're going to end up making it type thing. So
Okay, the trick is going to be difficult because I don't have any creativity.
okay, you need to hit at least a 7.
Not my strong suit. I will roll now. Rolling. I got a 7.
That's all you
Nice.
needed. So you make like a firework off to the side, and everyone, including even Silk Fang, kind of, you see everyone like look in that direction, like what the hell? Like you don't see fire and like crazy fire bending in Bossing Say very often, so they're all distracted for a moment. What does the rest of you do now to kind of take advantage of that?
Do I hear this myself inside?
Yeah, you would hear like this fireball go off. Yeah, so you're part of this too, Boke. So you would hear this fire, and you wouldn't be able to see that everyone went, but you do hear the guards maybe start running away from that door and out into the main room.
I would like to make my way downtown, walking
Okay.
fast.
So you start running down that hallway to get to that door.
Whoa,
Perfect.
whoa,
Well, walking. Excuse me.
Nonchalantly walking.
Oh, you're whistling still.
My
Okay, got
hands
it.
in my pocket and
Alright.
whistling when I see anyone.
All right. Yeah, you don't see anyone. Actually, you probably see like them leaving the last door. Like you see them closing it behind them, or like it closes behind them as they make it their way. So you're making your way to the combat. Mungo, do you use this opportunity to get down so you can help them, like slow
Yes.
them? Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a rely on your skills and training to get down.
That makes sense.
You're really
That'd
focusing
be
on
a
your
9.
foot. Okay. On a 9, that works.
Okay.
You make it down, maybe stumble a little bit at the end. It's kind of slick on the ground, like when you land.
Yeah.
And you do
Yeah,
land
it's
a
just
little
a
bit.
weight. You know, I'm not actually a strong person. I'm using mainly just my airbending, my
Yeah.
techniques and stuff to keep them aloft.
Okay. So you do that and then turn around, and are you going to mark another fatigue to help, or are you going to wait?
Yes. Yeah. Do I have to give it to a specific person?
It does say help a companion, so yeah, you would need
A
to
companion?
pick someone here.
Okay. Okay. Well, who do I know that's
So the way
acting
I
as-
was picturing it is maybe like Xiaobao could do something that will get us all in the building easier.
Yeah, he
You
got
know,
a.
like you
He
could-
got a. He yeah. You gave everyone a +1 to their action to get them in. To get them
Okay.
down easier.
So we also have to individually do it.
Yeah, you still are gonna make individual checks, but because you distracted the guards, you make those individual checks easier.
Okay. Okay. Sort of
Yeah,
aiding.
they stumble, take a +1 forward to acting against them. So you basically make it so everyone can take a +1 to act against these guards that are trying to, that are distracted and would normally maybe see you as you were coming down. Worst case scenario is you stumble a little bit at the end and maybe end up taking a fatigue as you hit the ground too hard or something.
All good.
But
Do I need to mark a fatigue?
if you want to use help to like use your airbending to
Yeah,
like
try
slow a
that
fall or help someone if they look like they're struggling. So yeah, all that's left to get down now is Zhao Bao and Chirin, however you guys want to get down. Chirin could probably earthbend his way down, run along the side
You
of the
mean-
wall, or excuse me,
Zhao Bao.
Zhao Bao,
Yeah,
like
Zhao
run,
Bao.
like pull the pillar, like little footsteps to run along the edge, or bring a
I
pillar
mean,
up
or I
and come
could just
down.
make a tunnel going
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do the same thing just in the inverse if you guys want to do that again. You guys could call it your cannonball move.
Yeah. Let's do it. Wild West Cannonball.
All right, cool. So yeah, one of you rely on your you guys can do basically the same checks again if you want. But you would take a you're
Got a
gonna take
12.
both take a +1 because of what Zhao.
Oh, then 13.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you nailed it. You made the tunnel fucking really nice, and
I got an 8.
okay, all you need is a 7.
That's
So yeah,
okay.
you guys both make it down. I imagine it's like crazy, just like I don't know if Boke makes it in. Maybe Boke makes it in at like perfect timing and just sees like a giant cylinder of earth coming from the ceiling, and then both of them you guys just shooting out the end of it and like landing. But yeah, so everybody's made it down. The guards have noticed you now, and they've turned around, and it's like, who the hell let you in here? And then Silk Fang is just like, see these fools out. And all of the different guards, like these male and female guards, pull out swords. None of them look like they are bending anything, but they do pull out swords. And all right, we're going to start some combat now. So combat has different rules. This is where you guys will actually get to start using your techniques. So I'm going to read through once the exchange steps, and we'll just kind of go through them as we do them. So the first step is the GM chooses an approach for each NPC or group of NPCs in the exchange, and I keep my choice a secret. So let me do
Alright,
that real
keep your
quick.
secrets.
And okay, I guess I need to explain what the choices are. So the choice isn't necessarily, I guess it kind of is what technique you want to use, but there's 3 different like stance techniques that we're going to choose from. So it's going to be either defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe. And under your techniques, you should see those. Like, you see what I'm saying? How those are listed there? Like your different techniques that you have each have like they're of a category of one of those. There's also basic moves, like basic stances within each of those. Like defend and maneuver, you can ready, retaliate, seize a position, advance and attack. You can just simply strike put pressure, smash, and evade and observe. You can test balance, bolster, or hinder, or commit. But your guys' techniques also have variations of that. So I think slipper over or creeping ice was one that you had, right, Boke?
Yeah.
That's an evade and observe. So like this is very, for us that played Starfinder, it's very akin to the different phases of Starship Combat. So like the defend and maneuver will go first, and then the advance and attack, and then the evade and observe will go. So let me figure out what I want to do for my what I'm going to aim for my
So
guard.
we really are working more as a team and like having specific roles and
Yeah, if you want.
know,
I mean, you guys can
getting
all
more.
attack. But what you're going to do here is you're going to choose one of those 3 that you want to do, and then you'll roll. And based on what your roll is, you get to decide what you do in that. So you might want to do an evade and observe, and if you don't have a technique, or like if you don't roll well enough to use an advanced technique, then you just have to use one of like the default ones, like the ready or retaliate or seize a position.
Okay.
But we could go over that. So I'm going to choose the Palace Guards are going to do this,
Palace
and
Guards.
well, that's the default name of the group. They're her people, and the Silk Fang is going to do this. Okay, so I have picked out what I want to do. Now each player of a PC, excuse me, in the exchange chooses an approach for their character. If multiple players have PCs in the exchange, they can talk and coordinate. Their choices can be public, but if the PCs oppose each other, then they can keep it a secret, but they're not going to. So you guys all figure out what you want to do. So again, it's defend and maneuver, which you roll with your focus, advance and attack, which you roll with your passion, or evade and observe, which you'll either roll with your creativity or harmony. But note, when you roll with evade and observe, you also get to clear a fatigue. Like you're kind of taking a step back from the combat and just, evading and observing. So does everyone they know what they're going to do, what stance they're going to pick here? And if does anybody need a list of those? Would that be helpful at all?
The basic techniques are in the sheet that you provided.
Yeah.
Okay,
James
perfect.
gave.
Yeah, they're on the right-hand side. Okay, awesome.
all good.
So as soon as you guys have yours, just let me know that you have them, and then I'll move on to the next step.
Yep, I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Cool. All right. So I'll let you guys know what my people are going to do, and then you'll let me know what you're going to do, and then we'll move from there. So the Silk Fang is going to evade and observe. She's just kind of still sitting back on her throne, watching what's going on. And the rest of like the guards are going to advance and attack. So what are your guys' characters going to do?
I
What?
cannot be the first one to strike,
Okay.
so I must seize a position. I'm moving.
Well, so you're
give
gonna.
myself-
You don't get to. You're not picking what you're doing within that yet, because you still have to roll to make sure you can do those things. But so you're going to choose the defend and maneuver stance, like you're ready to defend and maneuver.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So you're picking a stance, and then we're gonna roll, and based on what your roll is, you get to either do a basic move or a more advanced move. So if you have, do you have any other defend and maneuvers? Like any techniques that are defend and maneuver?
I was just looking at the basic techniques.
Right. So you remember your
Do we
moves
have to
that you
use a technique?
No. You won't have to. But I'll jump ahead so it makes more sense. So when it's time to actually resolve what each individual character is doing, if you roll a 7 or 9, you get to use one basic or mastered technique. On a 10 plus, you choose one of the following. You get to mark one fatigue to use a learned technique. you get to either, or you can use one practice technique, or you can use two different basic or mastered techniques. And on a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center and still use one basic technique. So the basic techniques are just the things that anybody can do. But the moves that you learned, like your bending moves, are either, that's where we did the learned, practiced, or mastered. So that's where those come into play too. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. So you're just choosing a stance right now, and then you'll roll, and based on what you roll, you get to pick either basic, learned, practiced, or mastered techniques of that stance.
I'm gonna go with defend and maneuver.
Okay?
Specifically retaliate if I can.
Potentially. We'll roll here in a second. So you're going to defend and
Yep.
maneuver, and Cheering is also defending and maneuvering.
I'm
What-
evade and observing.
Evade and observe. Okay. And Boke,
Evade and observe.
2 evade and observes, and 2
But I'm going to do it with mastery of slip over ice.
Maybe.
Well,
If you,
maybe,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now everybody's picked their stance. So PCs will always move before NPCs. So all combatants who chose advance and attack are going to resolve their approach. So none of you guys chose advance and attack. So none of you can go first. So the guards, they turn around, they're going to start attacking you. So as a group, they throw themselves upon you with no heed to their own safety. They will mark a fatigue to inflict. They will mark a fatigue to themselves to inflict 2 fatigue to one of you. And I'll call it NPCs always use a number of techniques equal to +1 plus their balance rating, chosen by the GM. What is their balance rating? I think they just get to use 1 move. Okay. So they are going to all turn around and look, and they see that Mungo, Chirin, and Zhaobao kind of all ended up together, but Boke's by himself. So they're going to swarm and try to attack you, Boke, and they're going to mark 2 fatigue on you. So you mark. You'll on your character sheet. It's kind of like your health. You'll mark 2 fatigue.
Okay.
Actually, hold on.
Every single one of us?
No, just Josh.
Did they?
Okay, so yeah, you just keep track that they would mark 1 fatigue, but potentially the move that you do will end up countering that. But they basically do 1 damage to themselves to do 1 damage to you. So they just come at you, and they're all like, there's like 3 or 4 of them on you with their swords. They kind of end up like hitting you in the head a little bit. So they've swarmed. Okay, so next, after. Oh fuck! God damn it! I've already fucked it up. That's okay. It's actually defend and maneuver who goes first. So who had defend and maneuver?
Yo.
2 of us.
Cheering, you as well.
Yes.
Okay, so whichever one of you wants to go first, give me a defend and maneuver is focus. Give me a focus roll.
I got a 9.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, you get to use 1 basic or 1 mastered technique.
Cool.
So you can use, if you have if your mastered technique is defend and maneuver, you can use it, or you can do ready, retaliate, or seize a position.
Wait, so I can use one of my fighting techniques or one of these things?
Yeah, so like the basic techniques, imagine they're all yours as well. They're just like they're basic,
Gotcha.
and
Okay,
there's also
cool.
learned, like mastered and learned,
Okay.
practiced, and mastered.
I'm
Yeah.
good now then. I didn't catch the basic ones. I am going
yeah,
to.
okay.
I'm gonna use my earth armor.
Okay, so your mastered technique is the earth armor one?
Yep.
Okay, sick. I wonder, can I see that on your character sheet? Okay, earth armor. So gather earth crystal or any available material around you to create armor. Hold.
I don't know what that hold 3
Yeah, I don't know.
means.
Hold 3, spend 1 hold. Okay, hold 3. Spend 1 hold to negate 1 condition or 2 fatigue inflicted upon you. While you have hold, you are favored. You must spend hold at least 1 whenever an incoming attack would inflict damage. Okay, so you basically have like 3 points to use now, and every one of those points will negate either a condition or it'll negate 2, like it'll block at least 2 damage that's inflicted upon you.
Gotcha.
So you have this armor now that's doing that. And while you are holding it, you are favored. And let me find what favored does. Favored, you are buoyed? Buoyed by circumstance. Choose an additional basic or master technique in the next exchange, even on a miss. So you will need to remember that because I'm going to be helping a lot of other people. So that's on you. But next round, you get to choose another basic to attack with, even if you miss. So
cool.
Sick. Okay, so he armored up and gets ready. Chirin, what? Go ahead and give me your roll.
I got a 6.
Okay, so a 6 is going to be a miss. So on a miss, you kind of stumble a little bit. So you don't have to do anything, but if you still want to use one of your basic techniques, you can shift your balance some. So in this case, it almost would work perfect for you. But you're gonna shift your balance towards action more than likely, because you're trying to take action, and then you can still make a basic move, like a basic technique. Excuse me.
Okay. So what I was thinking was I would seize a position.
Okay.
Because that's one of my special moves, is that when I seize a position, the foes must mark 2 fatigue to block my movement. But the only thing is, I don't know, I guess, can I seize a position to engage with the woman who's what is her name? The Iron Fox?
It's the Silver Fang. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to try to move to her location, so you disengage with the foe, overcome a negative. Okay, so you're engaging with a foe. Any foe engaged with you marks a 1 fatigue to block this technique. And what was your special ability?
It's 2 fatigue to block it.
Okay. Yeah, so if you...
Strength of my heart.
if you fly towards her, she is going to, like, try to dip out of the way, like, onto her ice, and she's going to go ahead and just mark the 2 fatigue to avoid, to I guess, what does it happen if she doesn't, or she just has to do it? To block this technique. Maybe the idea is if you are trying to overcome a negative status or danger, like, she can spend 2 to prevent you from doing that, or if you're trying to escape, she can spend 2 to prevent you from escaping. And if you're trying to establish,
I assume she could spend 2 to keep me from engaging with her, but I don't know what it means to be engaged.
I don't know if that's an act. Oh wait, I don't know if engaged is an actual. It's not a status or a condition.
Because I would have also done, like, I can establish an advantageous position, but there's no description of what that does anywhere that I can see.
I think it's just, like, more role play, to be honest with you. A lot of the stuff is. I think she's just going to take 2 damage, is essentially what's happening. You, like, fly towards her throne, and she has to, like, dip out of the way, and, it takes just a little bit out of her. So she's going to mark 2 fatigue.
The way it's described in the book is that it's like we're playing an episode of the show.
Yeah.
And it's like there's chapters that happen within the session that, like, make up a full episode.
Yeah.
So there are, like, dynamic fucking sections.
Yeah, so now you're in the higher part of the room in her throne, surrounded by her water, which is more advantageous less advantageous for you and more disadvantageous for her. So we'll see how it plays out, and maybe it'll come into more play here in a minute. Okay, so that's our defended maneuver. You marked your did you change your balance a little bit? Did you go more towards action, or did you center yourself out a little bit?
You have to go away from center.
Oh, is that what it said? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it said just move, shift your balance, but okay. Oh, it does say shift your balance away from center. Okay, cool. All right, so after the defended maneuver, we would do attack, and I already did that because I did it out of order. No one's attacking. So now all combatants who chose to evade and observe are going to resolve their approach. So Boke or Mungo, one of you guys give me your roll.
9.
Awesome. Okay, so 9 is going to be a hit. So on a 9, you can use either one basic or one mastered technique. So if your mastered is an evade and observe, you can use that. Or you can use one of the basic. Test balance, bolster or hinder, or commit.
I'll do my mastery of slip over ice then.
Okay, cool. Nice. Let's see. So slip over ice. Let me pull up your sheet. Oh wait, actually, I guess it doesn't
say what it does. Yeah.
I can. I've got it here though. Techniques, water bending, slip over ice. Okay, use ice and water to slip around your environment with ease while putting foes off balance. Clear 1 fatigue. In addition to clearing 1 fatigue via doing evade and observe, so you don't have any fatigue, so that's okay right now. You don't do anything with that. And
I do have a fatigue apparently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from the guys attacking you. Okay, so yeah, you clear that fatigue. So they kind of come and swarm you, and then you kind of ice your way around and clear that up. And then reposition foes within reach, deciding who is engaged with whom, unless they are willing to mark 1 fatigue and become impaired to remain where they are. I'm thinking engaged means that that's the only person you can attack, Brendan. Now I feel like I'm remembering that. Let's see.
So what
Every
those guys have had
exchange
to move
requires
to
at least 2 combatants engaged with each other. It's not an exchange if one person is punching the other person refuses to fight. Stance, learn, practice, engaged. My God, there's 60 in. Let's see. Give me a sec. I'm gonna see if I can actually find it. Explaining who engages with whom is a critical step in combat. One fighter is engaged with another fighter if they are in reach of each other's skills, training, and techniques, and if they are actively focusing on each other. The GM is the primary arbiter of who engages with whom, but every combatant is almost never engaged with every other combatant. So yeah, it sounds like if you're engaged with that person, that's the person that they're going to fight with next.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I would
that's how I'm gonna play it.
Dictate who everyone is engaged with. Is that what it said?
Slipping over ice. Yeah, within reach. So you had 3 guards come and attack you. They swarmed you. So you can reposition foes within reach, deciding who is engaged with whom, unless they are willing to mark 1 fatigue and become impaired to remain where they are. So if you, I would argue you can also disengage. Like you could force them to disengage with you.
I would like to force them to engage Zhao Bao.
Okay, smart. Okay, so you push those 3 guards, basically slip them over to Zhao Bao, who's just fucking a tank ready to hit and punch people. And they are not going to mark a fatigue to stay where they are. Perfect. Cool. So I got a cool visual in my head now. All right. Next up is going to be Mungo.
Yes, sir.
Give me your roll with creativity or harmony, and you may clear 1 fatigue if you have one, and I think you do. So.
I do indeed. Ooh, and that is an 11.
Okay, an 11. So that's our first like big hit. So on a 10 plus, you may choose one of the following. So you may mark one fatigue and use a learned technique if you want.
Okay.
You may use one practiced technique, or you may use two different basic or mastered techniques. And they would be under evade and observe. So you could test balance, bolster, or hinder, or commit. Or if you have, I read that and I think it makes sense that you could do one mastered and one basic technique as well. I think that makes sense.
Okay. I can just use a practice technique though. Like
Yes,
I'm
you can
not-
use your practice technique. You can just use that and we'll use it fine.
Okay,
You're just
I'm
good
gonna-
enough with that you can use it.
I'm gonna do that then. I'm
Okay.
gonna use my mini cyclone in this room
Okay.
to toss up the Raven Queen.
Okay, so do you have is that on your character sheet?
Yeah.
Mini
that's
cyclone.
the
Okay, cool.
Practice.
So-
I don't want to do the other two, just the.
Yeah, so if practice, so because you have it. It is your practice technique, right?
It's my mastered.
Okay, so you. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So you can choose, like, so if Mastered says could affect and potentially devastate a village if used to its maximum potential. So you're still gonna like because it's Mastered, you can still do all the things in Mastered. It doesn't have to destroy everything.
Right.
But if you want to use your Mastered technique, you can also use a basic technique as well. So you can do this and do test balance, bolster, hinder, and commit as well. So you can do two things if it's your mastered technique, as your mini cyclone.
Could I use just the room size cyclone and then do a basic technique?
Yeah.
Does it
I mean, I think
okay.
you're gonna want to do the effect of the mastered though. Like you're gonna want
Okay.
them to be doomed, or you're gonna want to mark 2 fatigue in 1 condition.
Because I'm not trying to destroy this.
Yeah,
whole
you're
building.
not. Yeah, you're not destroying everything, but it's strong enough and it's mastered enough that you can make it do some serious damage while also not destroying everything. So do you
I
want
do
them
that.
to be doomed, or do you want them to mark 2 fatigue in 1 condition?
I figure that up to you because it's like a choice for the NPCs to make,
Is it
like whether
okay.
or not they want to be doomed or to run away, but to be very tired.
Let's see. What is? Oh no! Oh no! My music stopped because of it. Oh, I have to wait 7 minutes. That sucks. Oh wait.
Okay.
I was leaving and coming back. Wait, continue watching this video on YouTube. Play work. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. God damn it. Where's my? Now I don't remember what I was looking at. Oh, doomed. What's doomed? Doomed. You're in grave danger. Mark 1 fatigue every few seconds of each exchange until you free yourself. Okay, yeah, they're just gonna do the.
Then get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Okay, so they are going to mark 2 fatigue and 1 condition to disengage. 2 fatigue and 1 condition. Okay. So the palace guards are a group, so they'll take 2 fatigue and oh Jesus. And you're fucking up this girl too, and 1 condition. So they are going to be. The palace guards are now going to be humiliated, and the outlaw captain is going to be outlaw captain. That's what I used the stat block of. Silk Fang is going to be angry. Okay. So that's the 2 evade and observes. Oh wait, no, you still get a basic move too, Dylan, if you want it.
Oh, okay. Yes. I really don't need to do much at this point. I'm just gonna aid one of my allies. and inflict an appropriate status. So I guess just
Aid
You
or
know.
impede a nearby character, inflicting
yeah,
an
it's the
appropriate.
bolster or hinder.
Okay. So you're gonna try to aid them. I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
what
pretty much just gonna
bolster
shout
or
out within
hinder-
the storm, just being like, "It's all right, it's contained."
Does
No need to be
bolster or
alarmed.
hinder have actual effects? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Aid or impede a nearby character.
I'd assume it applies a status.
Some
Appropriate
techniques within a
to
combat exchange assign
bolster.
statuses to characters based on the fiction. Okay, yeah. Who do you wanna aid here?
Do bulk.
Boke. Okay. Boke. You are prepared. So
I
you're
feel
ready
prepared.
for what's coming. You take a +1 to your next roll because of Mungo shouting at you.
Shouting at me.
God
That
damn.
shouting's making people nervous, Mungo.
Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So now it's going to be evade and observe for Silk Fang, and I think we're not gonna do this whole combat because it's gonna take a while. So we're gonna do one more round here and then end it on a cliffhanger, because it's already almost 11. So she rolled a 9. I rolled a 9. That's my first roll. I like that. And she is rolling with creativity or harmony. But they don't have those stats. Huh. Oh, wait, we just get to... That's right, she doesn't roll. She just gets to use one move. Okay, cool. Okay, so she's going to... she's going to use her water whip. So she did that, which... give me a sec. I need an eraser. So she loses, or she gets 1 fatigue back. She's going to use water whip. So she gets blasted out of the way, and this almost like tornado cyclone thing comes through, and she's going to like pull water that's like icy out of her pawns that are next to her, and she's going to lash out at Chirin, who took her position, and she's going to whip at you. So you get to either mark a fatigue. Oh, I mark a fatigue. Mark a fatigue to inflict a condition, or 2 fatigue. Okay, so target's choice. Okay, so you get to tell me whether I mark a fatigue and inflict a condition on you, or if you just take 2 fatigue damage, Brendan. Am I still here?
Hello.
Oh, sorry. Okay, just making sure. The music stopped. And
Okay, so she's attacking me, and you said I could take 2 fatigue, or of 1 fatigue and a condition.
Or a condition. So 2 fatigue or a condition. And I would take a fatigue if you took the condition, because conditions are arguably worse.
Okay, I will just take 2 fatigue then.
Okay. So yeah, you take 2 fatigue as it whips and slams into you. Okay, so that is, I believe, 1 round of combat. We've gone through evade and observe. All characters lost their balance or were taken out. Now resolve those exalts. Situation is not resolved. Resolved. Initiate another combat exchange. Okay, so we would continue doing that, and we will continue that next week. We will resolve this and see if you guys are able to defeat Silk Fang and her guard and retrieve the amulet to continue on the story.
Will the path be found next week?
Maybe. Will the path be found? Yeah, the classic reminder.
Or will it be lost to them?
Yeah, so thank you, stream. Till next time. Bye-bye.